What is good? Prime time around the world. We apologize for the slight technical issues. Myself and Mr. Humbledink back in the booth for the moment. J-Dan will be joining us shortly. That fight didn't just bust the game, it bust our stream. But Humble, we are back and hopefully stronger and better than ever. Going straight into the next one, obviously a little delayed here this evening, so we're not going to waste any time getting into it. Of course, we have a slight adjustment from the graphic that you see in front. Oh no, it was updated. Excellent stuff. Yeah, Sean Corkery, EK Masio. My God, brother, this one's on the Xbox side of the equation as well. Two guys that I personally love to see fight and quite honestly have really, really unique and entertaining styles. So without further ado, brother, we will be getting straight across into the next one. Gonna bring our cams live any moment now. Obviously, all of the madness that just happened kind of messed it all up, so I'm just kind of resyncing as we get into it. We do not want to waste any time, Humble. Get into the action, though. Have a lot of fights.
Yeah. We understand your concerns in the chat. We understand we're doing a lot tonight, and we were late as well. So we understand that. We'll try and get back on track. We are prime time. We understand efficiency, Cyrus. That's what we're all about here. Usually, all these things are meant to be efficient, but sometimes when you're doing things for the first time, it gets messy. But we've got Diaz versus Lawler. We've got EK Masio there. I'm not sure what just happened. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on, brother. I'm literally bringing it on one at a time. Normally, I do this behind the curtain, right? So it's a little bit thing, but we're just running with it here this evening. It wouldn't be Primetime 100 without a little bit of drama, even outside the cage. But they're starting it out, my man. EK Masio, of course, is using Robbie Lawler. And it looks like Sean Corkery is over there using Nick Diaz. Obviously, really fundamentally strong strikers on the game. They're, well-rounded guys, but these two, really do it in the striking realm out here, Humble. Unique and interesting styles, and I'm interested to see how they match up, quite honestly.
Yeah, exactly that. And, they've both got really good, nice striking styles. Beautiful work right there from Masio. He, really sharp on the pullbacks and then coming forward with lunges as well, kind of pulling him into the space and then exploding into the space. Cyrus, beautiful work. Masio performing really well so far in this round.
Yeah, I mean, my fellow Cub Swanson supporter, he's a man that appreciates a bit of beautiful destruction, will be very, very educated in his striking approach, but Sean Corkery is exactly the type of opponent that makes our lives hard. He likes the pressure in your face. He has incredibly fundamentally strong boxing and likes to put all of those combinations together to give you death by 1,000 cuts. But as I say that, the pull counter, Humble, beautiful, absolutely beautiful work from EK Masio.
Yeah, definitely beautiful. He's got like such nice adept striking. I'm guessing it's pattern based because he has to practice this over and over again. But he's thrown so much out there, so much wild sort of techniques, different ranges, different angles, and it's difficult for Diaz, Sean Corkery, to kind of pick up on his entries essentially. So he's trying to catch the timing, but he's getting caught a lot as Masio's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, the one thing, Sean Corkery is one of the more unique B3 guys. They all have fantastic striking, but they're normally very, very heavy on the forward pressure. He's one of the guys that has the ability to do that, but he also can fight off the back foot, and sometimes he decides to employ that, kind of like he is here this evening, Humble, choosing when to walk forward, choosing when to walk backwards, and he's trying to find a home for his shots because, as we saw, EK Masio's counter game seems to be on fire here this evening.
It is, and he's doing really well. I just like everything he's doing. Like, we've talked about it over and over again. Like, there's so much nice sort of shots. Sean Corkery's starting to land through, though. He's catching him with a few shots here and there. He only needs a good moment, when Masio's kind of throwing one of those big lunging strikes or something to kind of catch him. So if Sean Corkery can pick his spot right now, he might be able to get like a really damaging one to steal the round like that right there.
Yeah. God damn it, man. EK Masio, once again, the pull counters are on fire for this man. 2 or 3 of them landed just in this very first round. You can see it's having a visible effect, Humble, both on the head health and stamina of Diaz, putting Sean Corkery in some tough positions come the end of these last final 20 seconds of the first round.
Yeah, it's been a great round so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing from both guys. I'm mainly liking Masio's work, though. Masio just looks really impressive at this one at the moment. Sean Corkery's going to have to do something to change the outcome of the fight, Cyrus. But like sneaky little head kicks got through at the end there.
Yeah, exactly right. And one of the things that Sean Corkery, like I said, he's very, very unique in the way he approaches the game. He can mix it up in all ways. But one of the things I like about this guy is, you generally set everything up behind jabs and other combinations, Humble. But he is a man that isn't afraid to just throw out something a little bit like a head kick. I would almost say untelegraphed. Yeah, it doesn't have the speed up, but it's hard to gauge what this guy's going to do, I feel like. He's very, very unpredictable.
Yeah, it is. It is exactly that. And he's got a death kick as well. That's all I'm going to say. He's got a death kick if he wants to, essentially. If Sean Connery wants to make this interesting, you know, he's got that death kick.
Oh my God, brother. Sorry to interrupt you, but what a pull counter. Fantastic work getting the lunging going. This is a guy that's after my own heart. Does have to be careful not to get overzealous, but that was something of absolute beauty right there, brother.
Nice work from him, and he gets pushed back to the center again. He's starting to hunt him down right now. He's going after Sean. The stamina advantage on his side, trying to really make him work, really make him pay when he misses those strikes, Cyrus.
Yep, exactly right, and he's done fantastic with it so far in this fight. It's been the key to his success. But of course, we are only a minute or so into the second round, over half of the fight left to go, and Sean Corkery, the B3 boys, they are not one to go quietly into the night, brother. As you can see, he has gone from counter-fighting, trying to find that range, to risking it all on that forward pressure, but it does get him clipped. It's one of those kill or be killed sort of situations right now.
Kitchen sink needs to come out, as Doctor would say. You know, you got to get that kitchen sink out, throw at them. Got to do everything. You've got to end this fight knowing that you did everything you could to win, or tried to win at least. And sometimes you got on your shield. You know, Cyrus, it happens. It's PT 100. Let's get a KO in this one, and I'm hoping that Sean Corkery throws the lever at Robbie Lawler's face.
Yeah, bro, I mean, he almost had an opportunity there to get a stun back, but just out of range, EK Masio found himself. And look at the 1-2s, the body work, mixing it up, changing those levels, and keeping Sean Corkery at the edge of his range. Oh my goodness, brother. EK Masio may be on some performance enhancers right here, because although I've always loved to see this guy fight, he is absolutely zoned in beyond all measurements here this evening. He has never looked this clean, and... Oh! He got knocked out! What a... Brother. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And Jay leaves the stream.
Yeah.
Oh my... Jay, come back! What are you doing? You've messed up the cameras. After a K, honestly, this is crazy. What a night so far. Sorry for the technical difficulties to everybody, but I think Jay might have forgot that if he leaves, we get screwed up. But essentially, you know, that was insane. Sean Corkery pulled out the kitchen sink, Cyrus. He pulled out the head kick from hell right there.
Yes, he did, sir. Yes, he did. His ability, like we were talking about it moments before, his ability to dig deep, his ability to find those openings are absolutely second to none. And what we were speaking about in his ability to just throw some of those naked shots up there and catch his opponents off guard is exactly what he was able to do through the head kick on the offbeat, and was able to connect with incredible precision. And obviously it was devastating and got him the W in a fight that he thought he was probably behind, and he needed that Hail Mary moment, and he got it, Humble.
Yeah, he did. That was one of the greatest one shot. That was Leon Edwards and Usman.
Yeah, yes, it was. Beautiful.
That was insane. That was absolutely... I'm hoping Jay comes back real quick so we can essentially put our cameras back on, Cyrus, and get to the next fight, which we'll talk about real quick while we're trying to sort that out. I'm hoping he realises, but yeah. Kai's Films versus Swaggy. We seen the promo earlier on, Cyrus, and it was incredible. These two guys had a lot to say to each other. Swaggy making his debut, and Kai feels like he's blessed to fight him. Former champion Kai is, and he said, "I'm going to be toxic to you. I'm going to make you pay for the words that you have said in this promo to try and help you hype yourself up."
Yeah, exactly right. Look, I love that moment. It's actually one of my favorite lines out of all of the presser, because anybody that knows Kai knows that he's wear his heart on his sleeve sort of fighter. And when he came out and he said, "When I beat you, I'm gonna be toxic as fuck," that hit home, brother. Because I know what he's like. Win or lose, he does not. He'll take it, and especially if you've been talking trash in his face. Honestly, I know that Swaggy has been, really dialed in for this fight all week. He is, part of his streams have all been, centered around building towards tonight. He has been training hard with the SD boys, and that's your camp as well. Are you in that camp, Humble? Am I wrong? Am I right?
with Swaggy, yeah. So these guys, obviously, I don't play the game as much, so don't go to me about, you know, tactics and all that shit. I'm just a promoter, Cyrus, as you know, and I spend all my time, nearly 40 hours this week, editing videos, so I don't get a chance to play the game too much. But I know that they've been training hard. I know that he's been putting the time and effort in with the likes of PSN and CMAS and a lot of the other guys in there. They've got coaches in that camp. It's a well-structured camp. Obviously, when you first start a camp, a lot of people laugh, the eyebrows go up. And this is a chance for Swaggy to put his name on the map. Show that, you know, for me, Swaggy's one of those players that if you develop and you develop and develop and you teach, becomes a much, much better. Similar to Jay, if you're around top players all the time, you get a lot better.
Yeah, exactly right. And, you know, obviously, iron sharpens iron, sort of speak. From what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing, J Dime is back.
Oh,
with
I'm
us
back.
You
You can hear me?
I can hear you now, bro. I can hear you now. Yeah. So just need to switch your camera on. That's all, my man, and then we will get straight into this next one. I mean, look, that it's been a crazy start already. I'll be straight up with you. I'll throw it back to you, Humble, because you know, he's kind of sorting out his cameras and that, but it has been a crazy night already, from the first fight to the second one, that knockout in the third round, the comeback of all comebacks, and you know, honestly, with the sort of chaos that has been ensuing so far, I'm interested to see what happens between Swaggy making his debut and, of course, Kai, who is, you know, being a former champion and wants to get back to that stage. I mean, his accolades are, you know, speak for themselves, so to speak, right? So, we'll switch across. There you go, J-Time. Cameras are back.
Hey! We back and we better. We are here.
We're not gonna call him.
Let's go.
We're not calling you J-Dime anymore. We're calling you Rob Dime from now on.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
No.
Focus.
We switched forward. It happened to me as well, J-Dime, and you rubbed it in my face.
I don't know if it's that.
Just saying, but you know, move forward.
I
Anyway,
don't think it was that bad.
What'd you make of this fight?
All right. Here's the thing. Kai, he's been.
Oh, his mic. Oh no.
Oh my thing.
So
I think so.
Well, that's okay. We'll try and sort his camera out. We've got this intro for a second, just to give you a bit of a reminder.
Give me.
You know, I feel like I'm really being doubted here. And Kai, man, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. First round, you're not even a challenge to me, big dog. Not even a challenge. I'm gonna walk through you. You're not the fighter you used to be. Former champion for a reason, because you're a fucking washed up bum.
Do you believe it? Do you actually believe you're gonna knock me out in the third round? This is what you gotta ask me. When you knock the fuck out, you're gonna apologize to me for, you know, being disrespectful.
Yeah, when that cage closes, I'm gonna fucking bully you until I decide to put you.
Yeah, right, yeah, we'll see about that, we'll see. It's not, you know, I'm not one trick pony, I can do it all, big man. So you gotta be, you know, diverse in every single aspect of the game, that's all I can tell you. You're like, as a former champion and your debut fight, you should be showing me way more respect, maybe, you know, I'll consider not killing you inside in there, but...
Nah, no respect. You're a bum.
Yeah. I'll be toxic as fuck, so you know, you better, you know, be careful what the fuck you're doing. You're bound to find out who's the boss.
Yes, sir, we are back, brother. The fight is here. J-Time in the commentary booth. Mr. Humbledink, along with us. Swaggy, Dr. Kush, Kai, the trash talking at an all-time high out here, J-Dime. A lot on the line between these two guys, and of course, now is the opportunity for them to answer that and really, really kind of prove that Swaggy belongs, and for Kai to try and show him that he doesn't.
Yeah, here's the thing about that. Kai has been a former champion. Kai is one of the best in the world. Swaggy is known as just a content creator. Swaggy's here to prove that he belongs. He keeps saying that. He's proving that he belongs here. This is the big stage for him right now, Humble.
But that, J-Dam, you've been in a similar position, you know. So the people who
getting robbed.
And no, I mean, as in like the content creator. You're a content creator.
Yeah.
People don't believe. So you know, the people essentially don't. And I've been in the same position as well. And if you're training with the best in the world on a day-to-day basis, you're gonna get better.
Yeah, you said it best. Swaggy, even though he's new to this, he's been competing against the best, but he's been practicing this, but will he be able to do this against someone who was a former champ in PT, just like Kai, Cyrus?
Yeah, and this is actually kind of what I was thinking may happen, right? I've seen Swaggy do his thing. I'm a regular in his stream, much like, you know, obviously a couple of the other supporters that have been killing it in the UFC 4 community, like yourself and Roger, but he is a guy that really likes to get the work done on the feet, Humble, from what I've seen. And I know that Kai, especially when he's in that, when he wants to make you pay, he does that via his grappling and ground and pound. So I was expecting a shot early, and he was able to get it. Now for my money, it's about how does Swaggy react to this forward pressure and top control of the former champion.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with these press conferences and these promos I'm doing. It gets to the point, Cyrus, where these guys, there's so much on the line. These guys don't mind being toxic and going for 3 rounds, and going to full decision. And a card where we've had delays and we need stuff. So you know exactly Kai's going to try and make this as toxic and as horrible and as just painful for Swaggy as possible. It's Swaggy's debuts, a lot of nerves there. He hasn't denied the takedown. He hasn't denied the transitions. And there we go. He gets his first one,
and it gets chained.
Chain wrestling
together, and honestly, look, there is levels in grappling, and Kai is at one of the highest levels that you can be at. Swaggy, talking about nerves, much like I said about Jay, I believe that as a content creator, a man that puts it all on the line and streams on a regular basis, fighting against everybody in the OWC cheesiness, he is a guy that, I don't feel like the pressure's getting to him so far. He seemed composed. I wonder if frustration will set in as, Kai is clamping down in these positions, but, yeah.
Yeah, he's just showing him experience. That's what it is right now, because Swaggy's not used to this, so he's going to show him something he's never seen before, because Kai has fought everybody you can name on the PS side, Humble.
Yeah, he's done no damage, though, so if I'm Swaggy, I'm thinking I just need to get to the end of the round, and then I really need to deny his takedowns. That's the main thing. I need to keep away from the fence, because Kai's got a system at the moment, and he's just constantly flowing with it, and it can be incredibly easy for you to kind of get frustrated and then go, you know what, I'm going to do something stupid and try and get up Cyrus, or do something daft, and essentially that can cost him the fight, so he's got to be very careful.
Yeah, for sure. Look, for a couple of people saying that he's just here to sniff jock straps at the moment. He said it in the presser, bro. He said, like, you've brought out the beast right now. I'm more than happy to sniff that jock strap for the full 15 minutes and make your life misery. Honestly, for my money, though, he is a guy that likes to push the action out here, Jay. He, Humble made these clips in the past, and, you've seen it he has that killer instinct. He has the ability to finish fights very, very well on the mat, and as you can see, the ground and pound now starting to stack up. He's already got a laceration over that right eye of Holloway, so definitely damage is being done, but for my money, the mental game is where he's got ahead in that first round.
Man, yeah. I wonder what Swaggy Corner is saying to him. You're supposed to be there too, Humble. As
I know what they're saying. They'll be saying you need to get away from the fence. Essentially, you're playing the counter-attacking game, which is backing up, but you need to do that in the middle of the octagon. You need to create the space behind you. You can't be close. You can't be behind that black line. And when you're in the center, it's easier to defend takedowns. Exactly. Great job from there, Swaggy. He needs to get going with his striking. He needs to do some damage, because if he does get taken down, he needs to be ahead.
Beautiful. Swaggy's utilising some really fundamentally clean boxing here, J-Dime, using the jab and the straight to interrupt Kai as he's trying to close that distance. But this is where Kai gets a little crazy, and he has to mind all of his P's and Q's, because that level change is coming.
Nice work from Swaggy.
Nice, but Swaggy's starting to have some more success. I feel like Swaggy's starting to get more dialed in. He had to get the nerves out, and now he's locked in. But he can't deny takedown. Kai keeps taking him down, Humble.
He denied the first one, but that second one there was he changed the angle. Beautiful entry. Used the jab to enter with it. Knocks the head back, Cyrus, so they can't it's almost like a stutter, so they can't essentially get up. And Swaggy gets a get up. He's back to his feet, and he gets a knee right there. Spinning elbow. And he gets taken down again. He needs to get onto that.
He's having a lot of difficulties with the turning takedowns. That's what it is. I mean, he seems to be much better at defending it up against the cage, because of course he has the cage to work with. But out in distance, Kai feels like he has found a home or an opening for a takedown whenever he needs it. And then when it hits the mat, he's done a really good job of just clamping down in these positions and making life misery, to be honest with you. We saw it in the first round, Jay. He's not rushing it. He's taking his time, and that's slowly mounting up seconds and damage in his favor.
Yeah, this is what I think Swaggy needs to do. When they're on the feet, he has to mix in uppercuts and body knees, because you can run into that knee while you're shooting, but he's not giving him nothing to worry about. He's kind of panicking, throwing a spinning elbow. He's letting Kai get what he wants, Humble.
Yeah, front kicks there. Swaggy going for the armbar. The thing is, this round, I think Swaggy's done more damage, but I know Kai's had more control. I don't know if the damage that Kai's doing on the ground is going to equate to the same amount, but if he gets some from maybe top mount or some from side control, there's not a lot of damage that I'm seeing. Swaggy's head's fine, and I want to see a bit more damage. I know it's like Kyle's not about being toxic, but you need to be damaging people to win the round, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. I mean, I'll be honest with you though. I think Kai is doing damage. It doesn't look as much because he's just doing it in such a calm and calculated fashion. A big elbow here, a big strike from postured up positions, Jay.
Nice.
And because there's been so much top control, I feel like the overwhelming amount that has been put out there will add up, even though individual moments may have gone to Swaggy at the beginning of the round.
I think Swaggy's getting frustrated with Kai because if you notice, when he built up a little bit of that bar, he went up and got denied. You only do that if you're frustrated. Oh, he reversed it. That's the top mount, Humble.
He needs some damage right now to kind of mitigate the amount. I don't know. That's a close-ish round because for me, the start of the round was Swaggy's. If I'm guessing, I'm going to say Kai. But I've just watched Reaper and Jay, so I don't know.
I don't know what the judging. We don't know what judging.
Judging is question mark, right?
Is right
question
now.
Mark.
So.
Yeah.
Look, we've said it for over 100 events, and we will say it one more time. The most accurate part of UFC 4 is the judges in how wildly inconsistent their judging criteria is. You cannot leave it go to the judges. These guys know that. They are going to continue, really, really heavily push it. For my money, from what we're saying, it seems to be 2-0 is what I see. I think I saw Lucky in the background.
And he's back on the ground again. He has to be able to. This is the thing. If you're defending on the ground, oh my God, he got I gotta be quiet, Humble. You got it.
No, it's good. It's good. He did get the turn, but he gives it away. Swaggy's new to he's new to the sort of the esports world when it comes to competing at a high level, and Kai's not. One of my first ESFL fights was against Kai. That was like a year, 2 years ago. Then I fought him again in Primetime. He's one of those guys that's just always been around. He's always been at the highest level, and he knows how to compete. He knows how to get results. He knows how to weather the storm, Cyrus.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't say this about a lot of guys, but he is a true gamer. He will take it to every element of the mixed martial arts. My goodness! And when he wants to, Jay, he puts that goddamn damage down, as we just saw right there.
Here's the thing. This is bad for Swaggy because he's at a point where he has to panic at this point. Because if he just sit here on his back, he won't win. Maybe, I don't know, he may win. But we don't know, actually, Humble.
Yeah, he's right. But he definitely lost the first round. The second round was a slight question mark. But this round so far in the favour of Kai. And Kai's trying to actually do some real damage right now. I'm going to say before the damage started, if I'm Swaggy, I don't feel like I'm being fighting yet. Like, it's just, you're grappling quite a bit. But at the same time, if I'm Kai and I'm fighting Swaggy, I want to make a statement, Cyrus. I want to finish that guy. I need to finish him because if you let him survive after all the talk of the stuff, then he's going to gain confidence in the future. I went to a decision with Kai in my first fight. He was a former champion. That's something Swaggy's going to use as motivation.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, that's their end, not ours. Don't worry, it will continue. It is back. That's fine.
I thought that was me.
No. Swaggy obviously is behind in this fight by all measures, but he's back on the feet. Now is his opportunity to do one of those, kind of mesmerizing flying knees he's got so many finishes with in the past, Humble.
You're going to see Kai just stick on the outside, invite Swaggy in. He will not go forward now because he knows Swaggy is a counter striker and that's his game plan. So he's set on the outside and he's inviting him in, trying to get a takedown.
That spinning elbow again. Every time he throws that, he capitalizes on it. Here's the thing. If I'm Kai, I disagree with Humble said about he has to finish him. He said he was going to sniff his crotch. I would go to it. No, I don't know about that. I would just torture him. That's what he.
Yeah, but he's still got all these people watching him that he still has to like.
I don't know. Kai's like a villain. I don't think he can. Oh my gosh.
You are right, bro. He does bring out that. He has that villain sort of air about him at times, and especially going into this fight because, like I said, when he said that toxic line, when he said, "When I win, I'm going to be toxic as fuck," I think that's what he's trying to do here. He's trying to make it so that Swaggy has not been able to do anything to him, and he can say, "I was in there for 15 minutes and you couldn't do shit." I feel like that's what Kai wants to do. I think that's probably what we're about to see from him. I'm getting the nod in the back that I believe Lucky, Doc, and Pudgy all believing the 3-0 on the side of course, the former champion in Kai. They're just doing the playouts now, Humble, but you know, that was quite honestly a very, very tough fight for Swaggy in his debut. He did look very, very, you know, kind of focused on the feet, and his defense held up for a little bit, but the timing on the takedowns, the absolute, you know, just the pressure that Kai has from top control positions seemed to be a little bit too much for my money.
Kai, like said it in the thing, you're gonna work a beast that you don't like. For you should be more respectful to me. And Swaggy's game plan, I can reveal it now. Swaggy's game plan was he understands that when Kai's been upset, he's not performed at his best, or he's given away big mistakes. So the idea is, you know, make him mad and then kind of capitalize on the mistakes. But the problem is that has to happen during the fight, not before the fight. Before the fight, his game plan just goes, right, I'm going to be annoying as I can. I'm not going to take any risk, essentially. No risk, Kai, is what you walk right there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what he's saying right now, because I think he's got his microphone way too close to his mouth, but Kai did come on microphone and started tearing Swaggy a new one from what I was able to make out in the background. But nevertheless, what a fucking fight, man. All of these fights have been craziness. It's kind of honestly semi what I was expecting from Kai, because I know he wanted to be toxic. I know he wanted to make that very, very painful, very painful for Swaggy, and I feel like mission accomplished for him in in making that.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He did exactly what he had to do.
Bangers only, boys. Bangers only now, right? Listen, none of this shit. Bangers only now. I don't want to see that crap anymore.
So, hey, you didn't enjoy that, Humble?
I didn't enjoy it now.
Hey,
I don't think anyone did, to be honest.
No.
Everyone was a bit like,
in a weird way. I'm going to tell you why I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. You liked it.
I'm going to tell you why, because he did that to make people mad and to make him mad.
Oh, yeah,
I just enjoy the trolling. I enjoy it. You know.
I know. I enjoyed it as well, J-Dan. That's why I enjoyed Reaper with beating you earlier on. It was brilliant. I'm gonna be coming. I said it. I said it. I'm coming.
Well, lads. Obviously, we have a tight schedule to keep here this evening, especially with the technical issues and the slight delay. So we are going to go straight across into the next one. As you can see, coming up on your screens, hopefully, it will say easy work GG, and hey, it's Fran is the next one. Of course, this is the highlight of the early prelims there, Mr. Humbleding. Two guys that have been fighting in the scene for quite some time now with mixed results, but obviously tonight could be the biggest win of their primetime career. Oh, yep. Apologies, I don't know why it's running
We're on a promo.
We're not meant to be. I'll turn that off now. That's my apologies.
You know, I feel like
okay, just get across.
We're back. we're full of it tonight. Listen, just to speak about primetime in general. Bets are on, by the way, for this. If you don't know, you can use your channel points at the bottom left-hand corner to bet on the fight. If it's essentially you're just betting channel points, and you're kind of picking your favorite. It helps us understand who the fan favorite is, who people are going with. Kind of sway stuff. But anyway, as I was saying, where every time we reach a new milestone, every time we do stuff, we try to innovate, we try to create new things, we try to make a better stream, and we learn on the job every single time. Primetime 100 is no different, Cyrus, and tonight we're learning lots of different stuff, and you guys are on the journey with us, and we thank you because you've been doing it for nearly 200 events. I know it's 100, but we've done fight nights and stuff as well, Cyrus, so it's been amazing.
Yeah, and as these guys kick it off, I feel like, honestly, the guys really showed up and showed out here this evening. I just wanted to say, obviously, we didn't get an opportunity to just the technical issues, but we appreciate every single one of you, all of the supports. And these guys appreciate it, too, as they're starting this one with a bang J-Dime.
Already? This match just started. I've never seen Connor do that in my life, Humble.
Yeah, we're at prime time, if we remember. Like, this is what we usually get when we have fights start and they go crazy, balls to the wall action from start to finish. That is usually, Cyrus, the prime time guarantee. Coin and Bane right there, who you seen on the promo earlier on, by the way.
Yes, sir. One of the true OGs once again. Great to see him doing great work outside now, doing his own thing. But these guys obviously trying to put their name in the history books here this evening. Hey, it's Fran. Seems like he has been working on that goddamn boxing, J-Dime, as he's been pressuring forward, and in a first round, taking the boxing exchanges to a Conor McGregor. That's almost unheard of.
Yeah, but oh my god, Calvin Gastelum has hands. Let's not forget Calvin Gastelum stunned Izzy too. Like, Calvin Gastelum is underrated.
He's got a big head as well. Like, if you punch that head, you'd be hurt your hand, you know. So that's underrated. He's a welterweight, middleweight sort of fighter. So he's huge compared to Conor. Nice work. Boxing coming out from Conor again, and he's going backed up against the fence. So that might be a really key factor right here.
Yeah, honestly, I was saying Hate's friend, but I'm actually talking about Easy GG. This flipped around, right? The red gloves. Easy GG has been impressing me a lot during this fight. Look at his head movement, Jay. His combinations, his ability to work the body and the head. I feel like it's keeping Hate's friend incredibly honest. And, you know, like I say, he's beating a Connor on the feet in the first round. And now he's got the takedown to close it out. This is a great round for Easy Work.
Yeah, it is. This is a good fight in general. Oh my goodness, Connor with the back sitting. Y'all think he's been partying? No, he's been practicing his BJJ, humble.
Be practicing his jiu-jitsu, going for top mount right now. I mean, anybody with top mount control can get some good amount of damage off. You know, anybody can essentially do it from half guard as well. So if you can land some, too obvious, Cyrus. I was going to say, you can land some ground and pound. It can obviously change sort of the striking. And he got caught on the feet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Honestly, Kelvin's like a really good wrestler, but his jiu-jitsu isn't exactly normally his forte, but enough to get the reversal on Conor McGregor out here. J-Dime now finds himself in a full postured half-guard position and the ground and pound beginning to rain down. This has been a really, really crazy first round, I want to say. I mean, they started out with the rock instantly. There's been grappling, striking, the full array of mixed martial arts. I'm actually struggling to say who I think has won it. I want to say Easy Work, but would you say that's right? I don't know.
I actually don't know. We don't know in general who's winning any rounds, but
we don't know anymore.
To be real, I want this fight to be a finish because this was really gonna start PT off right. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for that finish.
We're waiting for the finish, the PT fight. We usually have 100% finish rate, 98%, 92 if it's Dino, 88 if it's J Dime apparently now. And you know,
but like I told you, I wanted to go to decision. Maybe I was wrong to do that though. But
yeah, you should never rely on the judges, J Dime. I mean, you're the first to tell me that. And
yeah, but I don't
and
take
these
all
prime
advice.
time plays. And these prime you're right. You don't take your advice. You are correct.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, starting out this next one, as you can see, Easy Work really, really on that forward pressure, Jay. He's got Conor McGregor behind those black lines once again, making this a really difficult night for his friend.
Yeah, you're right. If you're Conor, you got to dictate the pace. You got to prove you're the better southpaw here. Throw some teeps. Don't let Calvin Gaslam do what he want, humble.
Yeah, you got a takedown right there. Nice off the bat.
Nice.
You overcommitted with his third or fourth strike in that combination, and it gets ankle picked, taking into side control, and now Easy Work going to try to get some posture up damage, possibly maybe get to top mount. Yeah, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. In it now, the ground and pound raining down. But look at the education from Easy Work. He threw 2 shots, didn't continue to rain down ground and pound because he knew he'd get reversed. We knew he wouldn't be able to stop the transition. So, I mean, might be the most educated player I've ever seen from this gentleman. He quite clearly has learnt from some of those past performances, J-Dime, and he seems to be putting it all together. And, you know, obviously it's still early days, but momentum seems to be in his favor.
Oh, yeah, and that's called experience. Like I said, all the mistakes he made in the past and all the mistakes he's seen others make, he's going to learn from them. So now he knows what not to do, humble.
Yeah, he gets back to sprawl. I'm still looking for him to kind of do like a good amount of damage. It's a lot of movement, a lot of denials, I know this sort of stuff, but none of it's consistent damage to help him kind of get a finish on the feet or, you know, aim towards a finish. You're not getting a finish like this is what I'm saying, Cyrus.
No, exactly right. I mean, obviously, he's probably looking for a big moment to explode. You know that when it's in top control, you want to maintain position and then, you know, kind of let it go when there's not much risk of being held down for very long. Obviously, he did get reversed right there, though, and an excellent separation from Hayes Fran. Trying to get that striking going, but I see frustration in Conor's eyes out there, Jay, and it's making him choose the wrong shots at the wrong time so far.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you're Conor, you can't get frustrated. You got to make the adjustment because this is a game of inches. I always say it. He get one stun, it's a whole different fight here, humble.
I'm seeing a lot of nerves tonight, I am. I'm seeing a lot of nerves from a lot of people, a lot of mistakes early from a lot of guys that usually don't make these sorts of mistakes. And, you know, the other person's kind of capitalising on them. But essentially, these are mistakes that you can avoid, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. You know, obviously, composure is an absolutely vital skill to being able to perform on these massive cards. He does go for a submission here. The tracking doesn't seem too bad, to be honest with you. I mean, he's doing a good job of escaping, but he's committing to it now. And, yeah, the escape's there. Not enough time anyway, but Brother, like, I mean, these guys are, they're really leaving it all out there, Humble. They're trying to attack each other from the neck to the striking. As you can see, Easy Work seems to be slightly ahead again, but as we've seen already here this evening, do not leave it to the judges' scorecards. Get out there, get that finish, because ultimately, all this work could be for naught if he doesn't really step it up here in this third round. And I feel like he could get the finish here as well, Humble, because he has damaged Fran's head. Connor isn't a guy he's a bit of glass cannon, right? He doesn't like to take too many shots.
Yeah, he doesn't, and he's taken down with a turn and takedown again. Like, you've got to, like, you can't let someone take. I know, I understand once or twice, you know, if they're using it, they're setting up really nicely, etc. But like, what are you expecting when you come out for the third round when the guy's just turning takedowns you 4 or 5 times in round 1 and 2, J-Time? What are you expecting? Are you expecting him to start throwing hands with you? Are you expecting the same thing he's done in round 1 and 2, a turning takedown? You've got to be ready for that. You've got to be.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, if I was him, I'd do it 100 times till he make the adjustment, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. You know, continue to go back to the well with it, and like you say, if he's getting the results he needs, then ultimately, you know, it's on his opponent to adjust, basically. It's on his opponent to adjust. Fran, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen him this frustrated before. I can see visible frustration in his playstyle at the moment there, Humble. He's trying what he can. He does get the separation, but does the frustration mean now that he isn't going to be able to do his best work on the feet? Look, he's kind of missing half the shots, right?
Oh, nice work. He's shooting, yeah. Like, Easy Work's starting to feint a lot. He's just giving him a lot of stuff to... I like Easy Work's work now because now he's got a lot to work with. You know, he's put money in the bank, essentially, with those takedowns. So he's got Fran thinking about them. So now he can start mixing up certain shots, feints for those. He can start mixing up certain kicks. And he's got Fran tired. He has to be desperate as well, J-Time. Fran's got to do something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once you get behind on these scorecards... Like, you don't want to play desperate and overcommit, but you have to. You don't have a choice.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, takes him down. Jesus. Takes his leg off and then kicks him in his leg and then takes him down. Dirty Dave style almost.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, grappling has had a big presence here this evening. It's a bit different, right? It seems to be a focal point of many of these guys' performances, and now he's going for a low stamina submission. It's Fran in a very difficult spot.
No, he's not getting it. It's too. The guy's moving too. Oh, actually.
Oh, he got a.
Actually, no, he's got it. That's it. It's over. I'm calling it right now. I want a thumbs up from
Humble, I can't see it because your head is in the way, though, Humble. I can't see the whole bar. Your head in the way.
It's too big, J-Dam. That's what it is.
Humble, get out the way, Humble. I'm trying to see if he got the submission. You are in the way, Humble.
Yeah, we don't know, Si. If he's
got it.
He's escaped. He's escaped. We will fix that in between the next one. We'll make these
no, that's not your fault. That's Humble's fault.
It's all right. My big head.
It might be my fault, bro. It might be my fault. But the last 30 seconds, that was a close submission, but the escape was there in the end. Another leg kick sits him down.
Beautiful.
What happened to titanium shin bone? What happened to it?
We see what happened to Anderson Silva as well when he got his titanium shin bone. You know, it didn't last very long.
No, his shin bone was plastic. That wasn't titanium they put in there.
That's so toxic. Do they not like each other or something? What's the crack? Like, what is it? Someone put my forehead in the way. Yeah, right. Pigeon saying my forehead was in the way. He is probably correct. But anyway, back to the performance. Great leg kicks, good takedown, good pressure. Personally, for Primetime 100, I'd be disappointed with that performance. Just going to throw it back to the guys and thingy. I'd be disappointed with that performance, but he gets the win.
I think a win's a win. I think a win's a win for him. Obviously, you want finishes. It's not going to do him a great favor, but to lose on Primetime 100, it would be, you know, for him would be a difficult one. I feel like he gets the W. He's able to be at least content in that. But like you say, missing out on vital points that he could have very well used to get himself up in the rankings going into the rest of the season. Because although Primetime 100 is a massive and monumental card for us here this evening, of course, we do have the rest of the season still to go. So, with that being said, as we skip forward, that was the end of the early prelims. We still have, obviously, a number of fights on the prelims before we start to get into that main card selection that we have seen on the presses and the like. It has been a fun all night so far, an odd night in some matchups, to be quite honest with you. But as we move forward, am I right in saying? Sorry, I'm gonna get a thumbs up. Communication with the back. Doc, is the next one still set to go, brother? That is Art of War and Logical. Yes, it is. Good shit. That's what we like to hear, Humble. That's what we like to hear, brother.
It is what we like to hear. Art of War versus Logical. Obviously, Art of War, everybody was going at him, J Dime, with that presser. I don't know if you stuck around, but like everybody and their dog wanted to talk about Art of War and kind of alluded to my point. You know, when you and Reaper are going at it, great for a promo, great for sort of stuff. When the main event, when Trixie and Fadner are talking, when other people are going at it, brilliant. But it seems like 90% of the roster was focused on Art of War, and he was focused on Logical.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't hear their press conference.
Oh.
I forgot there was more after we went. I'm lying, but I didn't hear it. I'm being honest.
Okay. Well, it seemed like everybody didn't like him. You know, a lot of people had a lot of issues with Art of War. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if Cyrus is going to it or he's having technical issues. Maybe
No, brother. All I was doing was resizing our faces so we can see submissions going forward.
It's just Humble head too big. It's head in the way. That's all it
you
is.
see, I have been taking over that submission bar for a good period of time.
It is what it is. I mean, look, these are different cams. Everything's a little different tonight. Like I said, we upped our levels. It's going to have some teething errors, or teething problems, as you've seen already. But hopefully, and from what I'm seeing in the support that these guys have been rolling out for Primetime 100, it seems to be appreciated by the community, and we will continue to try and step those levels up. That is the Primetime commitment to everybody that we have supporting us, of course. Art of War, the man with the bullseye on his back, going up against Logical here this evening, J-Dime. It is a crazy matchup between, of course, Vandy and Lola. What a fun-ass fight that one is.
Here we go.
But like, I'm really interested because Vanderlei Silva, his best trait are the hook animations he got. Those hooks are, but Art is known for jab. He's known for the jab.
He's going to double jab the shit out of him, and that's kind of why people hate Art of War, because he will. I do it, to be honest. I'm one of those guys. I like to double jab everything, single jab, double jab, you know, like get people off the rhythm, interrupt them constantly with it. The jab's your best friend sometimes, Jay.
Exactly. That's the most important punch in all of fighting. You set up everything with a jab. You control where they move their head with a jab. It's the most underrated tool in fighting, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. I think that an educated jab is the most vital tool in your mixed martial arts, arsenal, outside of the ability to control the fight with the takedown. That is, it really does allow you to set up the range. It allows you to juke and kind of lure your opponent into making mistakes. And the one thing I will say is that with Vanderlei Silva, Humble, you know, his hooks are so short that unless Art of War has really put the reps in with him, he may find it difficult to find his range with them.
Yeah, he will, and you have to kind of set that up somehow. You've got to kind of feint you in, use clinch, come off the back of grappling transitions is brilliant. But for me, it's when I get people pressed up against the fence. You know, when I've got people and I know they're going to go left or right, that is the best time to throw those hooks. So for me, he's kind of. I would be like, I'd be either pressing or I would be backing up and then turning the sort of action. So the opponent was again against the back. A lot of people don't utilize that, you know, when you back up and then you use the clinch to turn them, or you kind of you dupe them, J-Dime, to kind of get the position. A lot of people don't do that, but that's what I'd be doing if I was Vanderlei.
Man, he got side control now, and that's a dominant position. He had side control, Humble.
What is going on tonight with like people denying takedowns and like transitions? I haven't seen one. I've like barely seen any denials, Cyrus.
It's the pressure, bro. It's the pressure.
Is it?
Yeah, I feel like it is. It's a massive spot for every one of these guys. They understand the impact that this has on their entire career here under Primetime MMA, and that will allow some of these diamonds to be formed, but of course others will crack under that pressure. Logical doing a great job of, you know, hitting that bullseye, J-Dime. The man with the target on his back seems to be... Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Let's go! Oh,
hey, they're gonna have to drug test Robbie. There's no way at this age he can still do that.
Wanderlei Silva with T-Rex arms, you know, he's really struggling. Oh, not anymore! Wanderlei Silva! Oh! Knew too much. He was jeeping and jiving J-Dime during that combination.
Oh my gosh, his hook animations are so good, but like, his arm's so little, like, it's weird.
brother. Yeah, it is very, very weird. I could never use him because of those hooks, I'll be honest with you. Always used to fuck with my range. I feel like you not only need to be stepping on your opponent's toe, you need to be stepping past their toe to land that shit. But Art of War is getting, good kind of opportunity at landing some shots. We are having 1-0, obviously, from the side of Logical on that bout. Or at least by my judging. He's doing a good job of timing it, but as you can see, it has awoken the beast out here, Humble, for a man that talked a bit of trash and had a lot of trash talked about him. He's trying to answer it, but he gets clipped!
Oh! It's the battle of the bald heads!
Bro, too many bald heads on screen. Even the referee, myself, there's too many of us.
Dang, it's a lot of y'all.
Yeah, 4 people. We're outnumbered, J-Dan, the balding. Well, I can't talk, can I? So
You're like, you're...
I'm
Listen, you're a month away from being bald.
fingers away. 4 fingers away from. I'm a winter away from essentially.
He gets
my
it.
God.
Ottawa gets it!
Oh, he drops him. Out of War. Go for the finish. Needs 1 or 2 big strikes. Doesn't get it. Oh.
Brother, that is close. That is close. The stamina let Art of War down, but he is still in it. He is answering back, but he gets reversed, Jay. Oh my god, this is not where you want to be if you're Vandy.
Yeah, it's not. And here's the thing, if you're Art, this makes you mad because you was having success. His stamina's gone. Oh my god.
Nice work, and crazy that we haven't seen an early finish yet. I love this fight, though. It's been a great fight. Both guys really going for it, essentially trying to really damage and hurt their opponents. Art of War having some success early with the pullbacks, Logical coming back. And we were talking about Art of War kind of going out with other people. He's very respectful with Logical. He wasn't really kind of saying any shit, Cyrus. So essentially these guys know each other's skill level and know that they're both really good. And you can tell that in there as well. There's a lot of kind of mutual respect in their sort of the way they're approaching each other. Sorry.
Exactly right. Took the words right out of my mouth. The mutual respect is definitely there. And you can see why. They're countering each other quite nicely. There's a lot of damage being getting off very, very quickly. It's like fits and explosions of damage is being landed out here, J-Dime. They're trying to get themselves up and ahead in this fight, but with that separation, now is the opportunity to do so in what has been a back and forth bout in the second round.
Man, I want to see a knockout. Somebody knock him out. I don't know who's going to do it. One of y'all get a knockout.
I'm blaming you lot, J-Time, for starting the cards off.
But I said from day one I wanted this season. I kind of regret it now, but...
Yeah. Nice work, though. Beautiful drop. He's got one. He's going for it.
Oh,
maybe he shouldn't have. Don't listen to J-Time. He gets dropped.
Please don't listen to J-Time. Please don't listen to J-Time.
Finish him. Oh, Kimura sweep.
No
Plus
head
3
reversal. No head health reversal.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
That was clutch right there. That is as clutch as you can get. Lucky in the back with his KO. That's brilliant. Yeah, exactly. That is as clutch as you can possibly get. It's like a big 6-man booth tonight. We're loving it, guys. Crazy, Cyrus.
Yeah, brother. I'm fucking mesmerized.
Oh, he gets backside. Oh, okay. Rounds over. Man, this is such a great fight. Now, this is a fight that can go either way right here. This is crazy.
I mean, yeah, we got Art of War's on a 2-fight losing streak, and then you got Logical on a +3 winning streak. So Logical's won 3 in a row up to this fight. If he wins this one, that's +4. And Art of War essentially can't lose. You can't go with like 3 losses in a row yet, damn. So it's huge.
Oh my God! See, you said that you're gonna be the reason he lose. Right when you said that he got stunned.
Brother. The stuns are back and forth. I think I've counted 5 or 6 of them so far here this evening. The head health of Silver, almost non-existent. Logical in a slightly better of the positions there, Humble. But as you can see, not out of this fight. Still looking for that opportunity. And if Sean Corkery has shown us anything, it's that if you blink, these guys will turn your lights out.
Turn takedown is the best friend of everybody tonight. Beautiful head stuff right there. Put his hand in his head. J-Dan got back up. And like Cyrus said a second ago, if you dink, they will end the lights out. Not if they grapple fucking you though, J-Dan.
Man, if I'm either one of them, oh, never mind. I was about to say, stand it up, stand and bang. Go to the middle of that body armor sign and fight.
Exactly right. I mean, one of the true OGs of the community, Bang Bang, was in the chat saying lead up or overhand will finish this fight. And if he can get the reversal, I'm sure that he will listen to one of the best finishers in the game. But as you can see, these guys, whether it be grappling, whether it be stand-up, they are leaving it all out there, truly trying to get that damage off. And it's starting to mount up.
Yeah, there's a lot of people A lot of people in the chat said PT100 is a grapple fest. Listen, you're in control of the ship, guys. We can only steer it. You're in control of the ship. Whatever content you guys put out there, we talk about. That's all we talk over. Sorry, Cyrus. That's all we do. So whatever PT100 is, that's your fault. That's all I'm saying, Cyrus. That's your fault.
I'm enjoying it so far. Whatever it is, brother, I'm enjoying every single second of it. Fair play to the one and only KM Lilo. I'm not sure what happened, if we'll have the promo materials going for that kid, but he was in hospital moments ago. He has made it back with a cracked cheekbone, ready to get into his fight.
Who beat you up, Lilo?
Bro, he's going to this one injured, I'm telling you, bro.
Who's he fighting? Who's he fighting?
No, who did he fight?
Winter.
Who did he fight before he got here?
He's fighting Winter. Winter battered him before the fight. Jumped him in the parking lot ambulance match.
That's crazy.
Table out of chairs. That's one.
Yeah. I think he said that in his fight as well. He literally said you'd be needing an ambulance after the fight.
Oh my god! Lead upper, straight lead upper. That up kick has genuinely saved too many lives, I'll be honest with you. There would be so many.
Alive?
Oh my
Oh, overhand bang! He called it!
Lead upper, overhand, the bang bang! Does it again! He gets the call out! Art of War listens! Gets the goddamn finish, J-Dime! How do you react to that, brother? In a fight that he was behind in.
That punch was hard enough to kill somebody. Like, that overhand, look at it.
He owes his paycheck to Bang Bang right here.
Oh my god.
He owes his entire paycheck to Bang Bang. Beautiful knockout, potential knockout of the night. I think the guys in the back will be noting that one down as a potential knockout of the night. Absolute perfection of an overhand. 19-19 going into the last round. Obviously caution to the wind, trying to grapple. And then Art of War saying, nope, we're ending this one. The first KO of Primetime 100 happens, Cyrus, like it should, and we move on swiftly.
Yes, we do, sir. What a crazy-ass little fight that was. I was expecting an all-out barn burner of a bout, and that is exactly what we received. I mean, it was written in the stars when they went with those picks. Let's be honest with you, going Vandy and Lola. I mean, fuck my life, brother. Well, couldn't ask for two better matchups in that weight class. That's incredible. But as you said, we are burning through these fights now, trying to move upwards and onwards, regain some of that time we missed with that technical issue at the beginning. But the next one is one that we have a little bit of promo material for there, Mr. Humblethink. It is between one of the guys in the back, of course, on the staffing team, a guy that's trained many opponents in the past, Pabs, going up against one of the hottest Xbox, kind of rising stars right now in Psycho Shark. I expect this bout to be, truly next level. These guys have some serious skills, and they have trained and competed with the absolute best in this division,
including each other as well. So it's a short promo. Enjoy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honestly, brother, Psycho Shark, he has low-key impressed me every step of the way. This guy has, he's come onto this scene and he's been almost perfect, other than one or two minor fumbles in fights that he was sometimes ahead in. I feel like Pabst is really going to have to bring it all together here this evening, but without further ado, we'll get into this little promo.
Would you say that Pabs was your biggest challenge today?
No, I would have said Trixie was. He's the go to Primetime. The first round couldn't have gone any better, was doing really well, was winning the fight comfortably, and then I got KO'd. It happens. And this man was in his corner. Now I need to get this guy. Now I need to get him back, beat him, and then look for a rematch with Trixie.
I called for the jab, straight head kick. I called for the flying knee that led to the finish. I did it all right? I've already beat him once, I'm gonna do it twice.
You little rat.
He started about putting a master class on me. I used to teach him. I'll probably KO him in the second round. That's my prediction. And I'm a monster anyway, I'm a monster anyway.
No chance. This is all talk. This is all bullshit.
Woo! We are back! J-Dime, Mr. Humblethink in the commentary booth. Pabst and Psycho Shark about to get it going. Featherweight is the weight class, and it looks like here, J-Dime, we are having Dustin motherfucking Poirier up against Giga Chickadaisy? I don't know how to say this guy's name.
Chickadaisy! Let's go!
I knew it was coming from you, Humble.
That's how I say it. It's not Chickadaisy. J-Dime knows how to say it, but it's... How do you correctly say his name, J-Dime?
Giga Chikadze?
Chicken Daisy! There we
You
go!
keep saying Chicken Daisy. Oh
Chicken
my.
Daisy! No,
There's
listen.
no way.
Psycho Shark has got some of the best. Like we talked about him going to NM, right? So he's like in a brilliant camp right now. These two used to be on a team together. They used to train. They used to train each other. Essentially, you know, Pabs used to train him how to strike, things like that. But it's been a long time since then, and this is kind of like, I've left the nest, I've got better, and this is what I can do, sort of fight Cyrus. They are throwing it back, and essentially it's pride again on the line, but this is going to be a striking match in my opinion.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Hopefully these guys don't have commentary on. Turn the audio back on. No, we're good.
Well, perhaps a sign of
they
things
do.
to come.
Never mind. John Anik joining us in the commentary booth along with DC, but nevertheless, they are going at it. Now, obviously, for my money, J-Dan, this is all about the distance management for Psycho Shark and those kicks. He has to make those kicks work. He has to maintain his distance. Otherwise, Pabst will box his head off.
Yeah, and Psycho Shark is here to show that the student is no longer worse than the teacher. You know, the student has to surpass the master one day, Humble.
Exactly that, you know, and he said it in the interview, you know. But Pabst has beat some top players last year, in the last season, sorry, and he's been impressive in this season as well. He's got some big names, but this is a name he needs to get under his belt. He needs to essentially prove that essentially the master is better than the student. The master is still in charge. It's weird saying that because of the age of them, but you know, Pabst is a brilliant competitor. He's been around a bit longer, I believe.
Yeah, Pabst has been around for quite a long time, actually. Quite a long time. They've, like I said, many of these guys joined as kids and have grown into men over that time. And Pabst is one of those guys, both maturing inside and outside of the cage to put on beautiful performances. And as you can see, he's taken a measured approach here this evening. Is getting clipped a little bit on the way in. The body definitely starting to eat a couple of shots, and the stamina output becoming semi-problematic. But for my money, like I said, Jay, it is all about what Psycho Shark can do to keep his back from being up against the cage like it is right now.
Yeah, he got to use the footwork, use the angles, get off that cage, because you have the stamina advantage, but you're backing straight up to the cage against somebody with 5-star boxing, Humble.
Yeah, you are. And Dustin Poirier will pour it on you. He's a pressure boxer. We talked about chain wrestling. I call it chain boxing as well. He will set up light shots or set up big shots if he gets you against the fence. And you need space. Psycho Shark needs space to use his kicks correctly. He needs to get Pabst moving backwards to utilize those kicks. Or if he's getting pressured, the teeps down the middle, the knees to kind of drain the stamina, you know, those sorts of moves to your time, they're going to be the ones that are going to zap sort of the stamina and the body damage. But you can't just keep taking damage to your head health like he is at the moment.
Man. And then think about this for Giga. Oh my goodness, I was about to say there may be some ring rust or some cage rust because he hasn't been in a cage since he got his ass whooped by Calvin Cater, Cyrus.
No, you're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. And that was from some clean boxing as well. And as you can see, Pabst is definitely doing just that, brother. Another rock, another stone, sits him down.
Oh my gosh, is it over?
He knows him, like, you can tell he knows him. Like, he just knows the patterns, he knows the shots to throw. What I would say right now, Giga, Chicken Daisy, Psycho Shark needs to do something drastic. He needs to get ahead immediately in the round, and he needs to focus on that stamina and make Pabst be afraid to come forward or think about coming forward, so he can kind of utilize some space to kind of regather himself. If he gets pressured in this first minute of time, this is over.
Yeah, Giga is in some hot grease right now. He may have the stamina advantage, but that doesn't mean anything if you're trading that for the damage right here, Humble.
Yeah, the damage is too much. Like, the bleed through alone is going to catch him. He's against the fence. He's getting hit with 2-3 pieces. That's better work. He uses the lunge there that he hasn't kind of utilized yet. Goes to the body on that one, and we need a lot more of this, Cyrus.
That we do, brother. That we do. They are, oh my goodness, big head kick trying to catch him as he stepped in. Like, it's all about those kicks, brother. Like, even if he catches it, who cares? Throw those teeps up, make them knee him to the body, get it a little dirty out here. Oh my God!
Oh. Catches him with a spin, drops it down, and Pabst has got something to worry about.
Oh my goodness, the game of inches. He may change momentum here. He actually has a chance. We thought he didn't have a chance 30 seconds ago.
He needs to keep off the back foot. He can't become complacent in getting into boxing trades. Needs to do something to get out of that range, Cyrus.
Yes, God. Combination after combination that lands. This may just be it. Somehow he survives. Not for long, it would maybe appear. That head health eternally blinking at this stage in the fight here, Jay.
Yeah, there's a chance, but Oh, my, it's over. No, there is no chance anymore. There's no chance anymore once you did that. It's over.
Psycho Shark will be kicking himself. You know, he was minutes or seconds away from. Many people could say this to us, Aaron. He was seconds away from beating Drixie. And then, you know, he essentially dropped, I think it was said by J Dime or Roger on the stream, dropped the ball, and he said it in his promo as well, his press conference. He dropped the ball, he sold out, and then he didn't get, for me, it wasn't like an even start. He got started later on in the second. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, Humble, if you're him, it's these two minor setbacks, right? Even if they're major setbacks, he better let that fuel him. Like he's Michael Jordan. Let it fuel him that he won't feel like that again. He better not ever let that happen again.
I can see a huge potential in Psycho Shark coming through as somebody who's going to be a contender in the future. I just think that he needs to tweak 2 or 3 things, and then that's it. He's going to be one of those guys that we're seeing kind of defend the belt and kind of do that sort of stuff. Cyrus, honestly, in the future, that guy's going to be a beast. And he got beat by a really good striker who knew him really well. And the sort of narrative going into this one was Pabst. If you start early on Pabst and get going, you get him out of there. Well, in fact, on this one, Pabst started early on Psycho Shark and got him out of there.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, like, but KM Pabst, not only one of the Kingsmen who have some of the more unique styles, but he's a guy that truly has put the time in the lab to kind of really, fine-tune his abilities on UFC 4. And as you rightly said, Psycho Shark, NM Psycho Shark, is a lad that has had moments of true glory under this promotion, has looked fantastic in spots, and we know that he has the skills to compete with the best of them. Tonight was not his night. It is all about KM Pabst, but we will see him back better than ever as KM Pabst moves on to 3-0 on the Xbox division now. He was ranked number 22 with a big 3-0 win. I mean, that's going to put him, I would imagine, within the top 15 or thereabouts, and obviously it's going to be a nice little spot for him to find himself as we move in the rest of this season. But J Dime, of course, as we have mentioned, we have what is set to be one of the craziest nights of fights ahead of us. Up next, it's going to be between King Wicks and Raw Slasher, who I know have been eagerly awaiting to get into this bout. It is in bantamweight, my man. 4-star picks: John Dodson, Jimmy Riviera.
Oh, whoever picked John Dodson. Oh, King Wicks did. Whoever picked John Dodson, which is him, they're in for a treat because his hands are really fast and he punched really hard. It's like, I said this before, it's like a category, I called him a bullet. Like, it's a little guy that's fast and powerful. It's like, it's a bullet category for fighters like that.
Yeah. The betting line's really strange on this one as well, because these guys are neck and neck, 6 and 5, and they've played each other. Doesn't really matter because it could be sparring. Sparring doesn't mean anything. But the betting line's 86% is going to Raw Slasher and 14% going to King Wicks. So the public seeing something where not Jedi.
Are they both from New Zealand?
That'd be interesting.
Because the ping was good. I've never seen no one good ping with King Wicks.
Possibly then, I don't know, maybe Australia, New Zealand or something. No, Jackson's America.
Oh, are you sure? Because if I wasn't mistaken, if I'm Humble, I don't believe you, because you didn't even know Kobe was your teammate a few weeks ago.
Well,
Big Stun starting us off. Look, they both hit hard.
Oh my God! Oh, this is fight of the Hey, this is fight of the night. That's great. Okay, we love this.
Give it its due. Sorry, guys, but yeah.
Slips, trying to pull and bait out counters. Now starting to open it up just a little bit. Humble. You can see these little bantamweights pack a big ass punch, bro.
Yeah, definitely. You had 3 rocks and 1 knockdown, or 2 rocks and 1 knockdown in the space of 15 seconds. Oh, it's over. Oh, wow, he got out of the way of that one.
Are you sure it's over?
Nah, I thought it was. J Dan, when you see someone duck a head kick like that, you're expecting a finish.
Yeah, you're right. But this is a great fight. This fight tonight already, Cyrus.
Yeah, they're going at it, bro. They are really going at it. Finding openings for big shots. Big takedown defense from OG King Wicks right there. That left hand of his is money. He's landing that hook. But oh my goodness, the lead upper was a scary, scary moment right there, Humble.
Yeah, it was. And there have been some scary moments throughout the round. You've seen the guy's life flash before his eyes when he ducked that head kick earlier on as well. And then to the rocks earlier on, one of those and a big jump, you might get some finish, especially at this weight class, because they can throw quite a lot of punches in a short amount of time, J-Dan.
Yeah, like, this weight class is so fast. Like they can throw 200 punches in a round, and like it's nothing. You can't do that in heavier weight classes, Cyrus.
No, exactly right, brother. They wouldn't be having this sort of cardio going in the second round if they were, to be quite honest with you. They still got a minute 45 left in this round though. So there's a lot of time for them to work. This might be real time, Humble. Talking about real time, this one might be real time, bro. They are.
No, this is not. This is quick. You know, it's faster than a second. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe it's just the amount of action we're seeing, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
They've had so many rocks in this fight. It feels like it should be hit in that 5-minute mark. But oh my god, another one!
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful work. Nice combination selection from King Wicks. Get around the pound. Doesn't look like he's going to get a finish, but he did some a little bit of extra damage there, Jay.
Yeah, and who's won this round? Like, that's what I want to ask you. Who's winning this?
Yeah,
King
Dodson.
Wicks, okay.
Gotta be Dodson, right?
Okay.
Crazier things have happened, but takedowns.
Yeah.
I think he might have got an extra knockdown or something as well. But yeah, this is one of those fights that, I mean, if it goes to decision, I will grow my hair again, because this is.
Oh my gosh.
I don't bet it, right? I don't believe it, brother. I don't believe it.
Yeah. We'll see Cyrus O'Hare next week.
No, brother. Look at the blood all over that canvas. You think one of these guys surviving? You are sorely mistaken, brother.
It's weird how that blood just splurts out the head, but there's no cut. Like, there's no cut man there. Oh, there is a cut man, but where's the cut, J-Dan? Where's the cut?
It's dang, that's crazy. Hey, EA, please fix this in the next UFC. I'm begging you, because he's bleeding, but I don't know where to cut at.
It's under his left eye.
It's with his left eye, and he was holding his right head with the.
Oh my
the
god!
Man was like rubbing his head like there was something on his head. You know.
Another way to start out the fight, brother. Those guys went up and around, straight down the barrel. A number of those shots connecting very, very easily and cleanly. They now approach the second round with what has been an all-out action first one. Touching them up. Nice little teep to the body. Look at it. No time wasted here, Humble.
Oh.
Trying to get that finish.
I love it. Love this style. Coming out, just kind of meet each other in the middle, bang it out, trying to just within the sort of, you know, the deflection. There's no pitter patter here, J-Dan. There's no sort of feeling out process whatsoever.
Hey, I like that. These are the fights I like to watch. And
everyone does.
And I'm not gonna lie. Whoever said this isn't going to decision, I think Cyrus, it may go to decision because you said it.
Nah, brother. We don't believe in that shit. That's all right.
Yeah, we do.
No, we do. We do believe
It happens too
that.
regularly.
We believe it.
It happens too regularly to us. The commentator's curse is actually freaking real, and we're going to see it right now. Oh my god! Goes to the body. Nice head. It's the weight class, you know, the weight class. Not a lot of damage, even though it looks like there's a lot of damage. And now we're seeing some grappling.
No, I was gonna say, you say that these guys have had more stuns and rocks than every other fight combined. So I don't know.
Durable.
These guys hit hard, bro. These guys hit hard, you know.
Durable though.
They are durable. They are durable, but we have seen these guys be laid down on the, face down on the canvas in the past. I feel like the pace that they're bringing is emphatic right now. Another big one.
Yeah, he's about to be done.
Yeah,
He's about to be done.
That's right. We don't believe in that, Juju.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. We do. We believe in it.
We believe in it.
We believe.
No, I can, but I don't want to grow my hair again. So if one of these guys could get a finish, that would be greatly appreciated.
After as well. You said it. You said it live on stream, and I'm going to make videos of it if you don't.
Bro, I will doctor that out to the footage. You'll never know it. You'll never know it happened. You'll never know it.
Clip it, everyone. Clip it. Cyrus O'Hare. Lead him back.
The stamina of Riviera, though, Humble, absolutely obliterated right now due to the damage that King Wicks has been putting on him.
It is absolutely obliterated, but he's kind of just now he's not using it too much. He's just going to hold position, you know. And Rivera is in trouble right now. If he pushes up and gets some damage off, he's going to be able to essentially put a cap in this one, I think, Jay. Oh,
yeah.
Nope.
I think he's choosing position over anything right now. I think if he posture up one time, he can put this away.
I think he...
Sorry, go on, bro.
I was just going to say, I think he heard Cyrus and wanted to see Cyrus O'Hare.
You can look at the promos, those emotional promos over the last hundreds. I had hair, bro. It's possible, but no. Like in all seriousness, although you do have a big edge on the grappling when you have a stamina advantage, I feel like he is so far ahead in it. He needs to separate. He can get a bigger impact if this was on the feet. I feel.
Potentially, yeah. I know you're only saying that because you want to see a finish as well. So these guys sit on the floor, wait it out. It's worth the wait. This is the one time, J Dan, that I'm happy with the decision.
Are you happy?
No, yeah, see Cyrus next week with a patch of hair on his head. Just perfect.
Humble is like our resident troll, so it's okay, brother. You know what I mean? He's our resident troll out here. He just wants to see chaos and burning things around him like that. So that's what he wants. But
we all do. That's what we all want. That's what we all want.
That's crazy. I just thought about something too. I know for a fact King Wix is from New Zealand. I know for a fact he is, Humble.
So these two, well, one of them's from North America, I believe, as well. So
I don't know about that. That ping was too good. There's no internet in the world to make the ping that good when you're that far.
Maybe just got fantastic connections, who knows?
No. There's no... Humble, it comes down to, you don't be know who your teammates are.
I mean, this guy, 3 years ago, J Dan, it's a long time ago. Nice work, hook there. John Dodson,
oh my God.
King Wix.
Oh my God.
Then stand back up. Keep going to the work. Do it.
Oh my.
I don't want to go back.
No, I don't think it's going decision. I agree with you here, Cyrus. I think John Dodson's going to put this fight away soon.
You did it. I told
Riviera being durable, but he is getting clipped at a high pace. 3 minutes 45 left on the clock, Humble.
Oh, nice work. Drops him with that. Is he going to follow up? He has to do damage. This is the key right now. Oh, he doesn't. Decides to.
That guard is no.
Option.
Get the separation. Don't get taken down. No.
Honestly, this is like, I think you're more nervous than anybody else right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, I may slip one of these guys a little bonus if they get a finish, you know, like
yeah, you can't. But yeah, I'm investigating PT for embezzlement. There's no way that
we can pay our bonuses if we want to, brother.
Okay,
we can.
You're all right. I'm also slipping a guy a bonus for a decision, so nice work right there, though. Nice. I'm expecting OG Wix to keep going back to the uppercut. That's what's really got him to the dance with essentially the damage. But Riviera just took it all. Jackson's durable. He's took it all.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my.
Oh my God.
Uppercuts there. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Oh, he fights back.
Yeah, but his head health is gone and his stamina gone.
Yeah, I mean,
just touching him.
You've got to be able to get the finish with an opponent like this. I don't care if it's bantamweight, women's fly. It doesn't matter, bro. Their stamina, their head health, goners.
He's touching him, but he's just not getting that final blow. I believe he's going to try again in a second, and he's probably stamina is kind of low himself when he's throwing 3 or 4 shots, and Rivera's just sat there taking it. Goes to the ground, he's going to go for a fake. Oh no, Cyrus. Oh, it's over. Your hair's growing back. Patch your hair next week, everybody.
Oh, he's about to.
Why did you do it?
Head of hair
Why
now.
did you say it? You know it's fucking true.
I mean, bro, I didn't shake anybody. That's all we're saying. There was no shake. Nobody agreed to this bet.
The chat agreed.
Oh, geez.
42 seconds for Cyrus not to have hair. It is crazy. There's stakes on the line right now, J-Dan.
Yeah, he's fighting for Cyrus' hair right now. He's not fighting for himself anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
Give him a little bow. Give him a little bow, Jackson. Let him knock you up, brother.
Oh.
Let him knock you up.
Man, this is crazy.
Cyrus about to have hair next week.
Man, he is as well. Like, you can't finish him. He's just blocking everything.
Oh! 3 seconds! 3 seconds, brother! No more hair for Cyrus. This man is
Cyrus gonna stay bald.
He stays bald. Thank you for keeping Cyrus bald. We didn't want to see him looking ill next week.
Looking ill, bro? I don't look ill with hair. This motherfucker.
Yeah, a week of hair, though. A week's time. It's like a few little dots here and there. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be crazy. Beautiful knockout. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But that was a great ass fight, man. To the wire. 3 seconds left. I mean, that calm, calculated approach of, you know, peppering him up with the jab in the 3rd round to work down the block combo, and ultimately it set up that overhand. He knew it was close. He threw it once at the beginning of the round, but come the end, I mean, perfect timing, perfect.
And I believe he streams, right, J-Dan, King Wix? Am I right?
Yeah, he streams too.
Yeah, go and follow his stream, man. So make sure, obviously, we support the streamers in this community, including amongst us, including J-Dan and everybody else that streams. Go follow. Hopefully, Doc or someone can find King Wix's stream. Put it in the chat for everybody to follow. Excellent work. We'll see him back. Good little record so far he's building. I like his fighting style, and essentially brilliant knockout has set him up in the future for bigger fights.
Yes, sir. Absolutely sensational fight between two real warriors in that cage. Gladiators to the utmost. We are going to continue this momentum and try to keep the pace going very, very highly. So without further ado, we go into the next one. It is Versatile MMA up against Word Life. These guys are going to be fighting at lightweight. I mean, these two guys, man, they've been going back and forth a little bit. I mean, it almost didn't happen at one point, but they are here. They are ready. Humble, and I don't know which way this is going to go. The B3 boys, Word Life in particular, obviously former champion, done fantastic work in that cage, and Versatile been in or amongst the top end of the division for some time now.
I've done a lot of work with Word Life in the sense of sparring and stuff like that. And for me, he's just one of the better, like in the community for PlayStation. For me, he's one of the better strikers, one of the better position guys. I believe he was champion of Primetime once as well. Did he beat?
Word Life? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he beat Smudge. No, he beat Kai.
Oh, maybe was it? Okay, it was Kai instead. Fair
enough. No, it was Kai, and then am I wrong?
No, it was no. You're wrong. I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. He beat Smudger because Smudger tried to throw a slip hook and he knocked him out with a spinning elbow.
Who beat Word Life? I thought it was Smudger. Anyway, we'll find out. Doc, inform us.
He's been nodding in the background around. He's agreed with Jay. He's agreed with Jay.
I'm telling you,
those double thumbs up.
Anyway,
do you see that Humble shrunk off the screen in shame, both for doubting the finish in the last fight and for getting the calls wrong?
Wrong. I've got the memory. I'm getting old. I'm getting old man Humble. I'm getting old man. I've got fish brain at the moment. So with all the promos and stuff in this week. So it's been a long week. But this is a great fight. Versatile is one of those guys who is identified by his name. He is essentially versatile. He's essentially the guy who can adapt to anything. So for all sorts at you.
Exactly right, brother. He is unorthodox, unpredictable, and he's going to have to bring that to the table here this evening to keep Word Life off his A game. Word Life, a guy that's typically going to walk you down, utilize the boxing, and as you can see, already absolutely burning that head health of Max Holloway, J-Dime. And Holloway's typically a durable guy, but much like Nate Diaz, he may find himself on the end of a three-piece and a soda a little bit too quick.
Yeah, but he's not as durable as he would be in featherweight. This is lightweight Max, and Jorge got to use this boxing on Max because Max don't got no power, Humble.
He doesn't, but he's got volume, and that's exactly what he's going to try and do, prod and poke until he finds an opening. And Word Life likes to set up a lot of counters. He's one of those guys who will throw one piece or two piece and then get out of the way you shot and catch you with something, and he'll set up nice shots as Versatile catches him with a similar move right there. Slip hook after a shot, Cyrus. First blood to Versatile.
Yeah, he gets it, but he does get clipped. I'm telling you, brother, he has to be careful. He has to be super careful right there. He is leaning onto some shots, and I know that Max Holloway's durable, but like I said, bro, he hits different, Jake. He hits different.
Oh yeah, it's a big power difference. And Max is used to fighting at 145. Jorge could never make no 145.
These two are very evenly matched right now. They're both kind of counter each other on the second shot. Not quite kind of getting that counter off though. Maybe once or twice, but when they do, it's completely damaging. Versatile's got to be careful because he's slipping his head off the center line, which means he's susceptible to hooks, susceptible to a head kick, susceptible to a spinning head kick, and that's what I believe Word Life finished one of his last fights with. It was a kind of a off the center line spin head kick KO. So he's got to be very careful of that coming at any point. Cyrus, sorry.
Oh my goodness, nice. I'm just saying it, brother. You say you got fish brain. Definitely not making those calls here this evening, Humble. Nice. I mean, brother, the spinning back is the head health on both guys. The block is goners. We're only coming to the end of the first round. These guys still have a potential another 10 minutes, 50 seconds to work it. And my God, are they setting a pace that's going to be hard to keep, Jay?
Yeah, well, they're going to keep this pace because this is going to be a banger of a fight, Humble.
Yeah, this is a fantastic fight. It's one of the fights I look forward to on the card. I always look forward to a Word Life fight. I always look forward to a Versatile. He catches him with a flying knee. He points at him. I'm the best knee in the UFC. And he goes back to work, Cyrus.
Oh my God, he gets Oh, lovely clinch. Lovely clinch.
Work, man. Beautiful round. Fight of the night so far. These two guys right now showing why the PlayStation division is ever growing and fantastic.
That is that is on something else, brother. That is on something else. This is what we love to see. These guys heating up. Yes, sir. Primetime guarantee, humble. Pure and at its absolute strongest. Kicking it off in the second round and not wasting any time.
Flash a lot. There we go. Back to it and nice work there, J-Dime. That I've seen. This is so on the edge. Knife edge fight.
Oh my god. This is a great fight right now, and I don't know who's going to win. I really don't know who's going to win this because it's just stun after stun after stun, Cyrus.
It is, brother. They're not wasting any time, man. They're really letting it all out, hang out in the cage right now. The slips, the counters. Did you see that lead overhand that just about scraped the back of Max Holloway's head after the rock? These guys are absolutely millimeters away from a finish at the moment, humble.
Yeah, this is a close. They've all made the reads now, right? The first round was kind of the read maker. You've got Versatile, who's putting pressure, volume, a lot of double jabs, flying knees, kind of coming forward. The Masvidal pick of World Life, he can see that the second shot he's kind of out of the way, so he's trying to catch him with flying, sort of spinning kicks and hooks and anything to kind of catch him while he's slipping his head off the center line. He's got to be careful of that knee. Jesus!
Oh my gosh!
Nice body work.
But in
head movement.
Word Life is brother, like he's having some some difficult moments, but look at the
nice.
composure.
Oh my
look
god!
At the composure.
Is it over?
It's out.
It's
back to his feet.
This is a crazy war that's going on right now.
Yes, sir. I mean, look, we got PSN in the chat saying this is basic thugonomics for Word Life right now. He is out there trying to... Not getting knocked out, hopefully for Word Life.
He catches him with it! He catches him with a flying knee. How disrespectful will this be? Knocking Masvidal out with his own move.
That's it.
Is it
God.
over? It's not over.
Word Life hangs on, J-Dime. Thin thread right now. Word Life versus Versatile, showing us why PT is a special league to compete in.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Oh my god, bro. My nerves are absolutely bad at the moment. This is fucking crazy, bro. Couple of shots raining down. Word Life trying to compose himself and bring through. This is one of the things about those B3 boys, especially Word Life. His composure is absolutely second to none. A lot of damage coming his way, but you can see he's still trying to battle his way back to his feet, J-Dime, to get his work going with the hands.
Yeah, what are the chances this one goes to decision?
We're not talking about
I'm
it.
just saying I'm not betting hair again. That's what I'm saying.
We're not talking about it. It doesn't matter. These two putting on a war at the moment. I think it could be ended at any second. But if it doesn't go to the decision, four he's landed.
I think the timing on that flying knee is something else at the moment, Humble.
Yeah, he's landed it at will. And he's obviously noticed a duck. Or he's noticed that when he throws a certain combination, maybe it's like a two-piece and a head kick type of stuff. And Word Life is constantly expecting the head kick because his block's broke. So essentially, maybe it's that, and Word Life's ducking his head, so he's catching him with a knee. That's kind of a technique I use a bit, but the way he's doing it, it's kind of flowing. He throws a combination, then bam, straight away.
Exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Starting out this round, the third and the final one, Jay.
Oh my
Versatile brooks him again.
He has to make that read. He done been kneed about 1 million times right now.
Oh my
I think this is it. No, he doesn't. He absolutely doesn't.
Oh, now he's on the ground.
This could be it. What a mistake that will be.
Oh, he may have sold the game. He may have sold the game, guys. He may have sold it. He's going to...
Bro, he punched him out of the air right then. He was mid-air.
Oh, he's going to regret this. He's going to regret it.
No, he's the bull fighter.
Oh no. Ooh.
I'll be finishing my dinner if I was either of these guys. I'm sorry, it's too close.
Eat your food. They're playing with their food right now. Oh my god.
Oh, lovely work, man. Whichever way this goes, I'm going to be having, man, absolute banger of a fight so far. 3 minutes and maybe a finish at the hand.
It's personal as well. Oh! The double flying knee kill!
Another knee.
They were both throwing the knee. They were both mid-air. Versatile MMA knocks out Word Life. At the same time they threw a flying knee, one guy was higher than the other, Cyrus.
Max Holloway obviously able to go astral traveling with that flying knee. Sent Jorge Masvidal to the land of wind and whispers. What a goddamn fight that was. Those guys met head on in the center of that cage like a collision course. They absolutely continue to collide over and over again here, Jay, until ultimately that flying knee was able to pay dividends. He landed it 5 times. Threw it 6 times. He threw it 6 times, landed it 5. Once he got caught and punched out the air, but every other time landing with pinpoint precision, bro.
That was fight of the night. That was.
Yep.
That's the fight that now every fight gonna be great because that set the tone here.
Yeah, you have to beat that. That is the bar.
Yeah. I don't know if people beat to beat that. You gotta. I don't know.
We had this last week or the week before, J-Dan, where it was 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, where essentially someone set a bar and then everyone was trying to top the bar and the bar just kept getting bigger. I don't know if you can, but I will say this: Versatile's biggest win to date is Word Life right there, former champion, one of the best guys in the world of PlayStation competitive esports UFC for Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. And he's now getting himself back into the win column. That's an important fight for him. He was defending his spot against Word Life right there. And I hope that Lucky doesn't mind me saying this a little peel back of the curtain, but obviously those ratings that he puts together for much, Primetime and all of the other esporting communities around there. Once again, check out his Twitter if you want to keep up to date with those awards, but he gave it a full 10 out of 10 right there, and rightly goddamn so, because those guys went to fucking war, brother. Now, the next one, we have 3 more fights in the prelims before we hand it back across to the analyst booth and get us all set up for this main card. The next one is between MK Dave and Raw Demo. I want to say one thing before I hand it across to yourself there, Humble. I don't know what Raw Demo has been doing, but I joined his stream, and for the first time ever, Twitch played me a bit of a warning. It said that this guy has graphic violence that he shows on his streams. He is incredibly violent, and you need to approve that before you can even watch this man. So if Twitch is giving us any indication to what this man brings to the cage, it is pure violence.
Hopefully he's just not kicking puppies or something, you know what I mean? But he's 2-0.
Why did you think of that?
Just something awful, just some graphic violence right there. I don't want
forget all that. Explain the matchup here, Humble.
He's 2-0 at the moment. He is, so essentially he is yet to lose, and he's fighting somebody on a -4 losing streak in MK Dave. Dave has to do something right now. This is do or die for Dave. This is it, Dave. Like, there's this -5, Cyrus. That's going to be, you're out of the top 20. You're out of the top, because he was like number 1 or 2 at the time.
He was challenging for a belt.
5-0.
Yeah,
he's 5-0.
He was 5-0. Yeah. So I mean, how the mighty have fallen in MK Dave, but he has had tough ass matchups, and this one's no easier. There is no easy fights in Primetime, bro. I don't know if you've noticed that at this point. Nobody gets easy bouts. Every single one of these guys has to work fucking hard to get even in with an edge of getting a decision, never mind a finish. But between these two guys right here, with Twitch giving them the absolute violent endorsement, and MK Dave with his back up against the wall, I expect this one to be all out action, as we're seeing already there, Jay. Non-stop, balls to the wall action from both competitors.
This is going to be a great fight because Dave is really good, and I've seen the work personally that Demo has been putting in to get better, specifically this week, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, those Raw guys have been doing some great work as a whole. They've been an established camp on the PlayStation side of things, for some time, developing many great fighters. And Demo obviously seems to be one of those guys that's coming through at the moment. From what I saw a moment ago, he's 2-0 right now, like you said, going up against, MK Dave, who has fallen down now with a 5-4 record to rank number 11. He's still that high because that's how much of a win streak he was on, right? So he's defending that up against Raw Demo, and if Demo can get this, he breaches the top 10 quite likely and puts himself in good running for some big opportunities. And obviously, Humble, you want to ride into a high with Primetime 100. What a way this guy's story could progress. If he goes 3-0 on Primetime 100, that's going to be absolutely monumental, not only to his confidence, but also to the storylines of what's ahead for this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's look at who's like undefeated at the moment and where the positions are. If you look at like Shoot 4-0, he's fighting Smudger for a #1 contender fight. So to go 3-0, you're like one step away from a big opportunity essentially. So it will be absolutely massive. I think I'm going to say something and people are going to disagree with me in chat. People are going to go a bit mad, but I think Dave's slightly underrated. To go 5-0 and beat the people like beat means that he's a good player. I think he gets in his own head a bit. Yeah. Like I do think he gets in his own head a bit, and maybe he believes the doubters sometimes, and that's something he's got to shut off and kind of just turn up and perform sometimes. But I've watched MK Dave play people when they are kind of telling him he's crap and he's this and that, and he shuts the lights out. So he needs the same aggression, rather the focus needs to be on essentially putting the lights out, and obviously Demo's trying to neutralise that blanket that J-Dime.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You said it right. Dave is really underrated. He's one of the best in the world. And not to go off Dave, but this means a lot to Demo. I can see the party on my other monitor, and they got a dream team full of coaches right now on that other side.
Nice work.
MK Dave, everything you said, I think is right, and I feel like that's one of the areas he's been working on. And I feel like what we have seen from him so far here this evening is he is backing himself to a certain degree. He doesn't seem like he's a fish out of water here. Jay, he seems like he is, taking his time, being composed, and that's going to play dividends as we go into the second and third round.
Man, he's fighting the fight of his life right now against Dave. It's like he's just fighting a smart fight. He's not trading with Connor. He's putting it on the ground. He's not taking much damage either. This is a great first round for him, Humble. Oh my god.
Yeah, good first round for Demo. I think he controlled majority of the round. It doesn't look like it there though. 34 strikes to 16, 13 significant strikes, 4 takedowns though. But that depends on essentially if he did damage. The criteria for just scorecards is essentially just write a squiggle on whichever one you won. So it doesn't really matter.
I gotta know their credentials. I'm not gonna lie. You have to know.
But who knows if he's trying to go to judges' scorecards or trying to essentially get sort of McGregor to make a mistake. For me, that's a close round still, Cyrus. I don't know. Just damage.
Sorry, I just saw what you put in the chat. Like that's these guys, man. They I don't feel like anybody wants a decision. I think you feel like some points you're up against a guy that's just very difficult to put away. And these guys have been, really managing their output very, very efficiently. One guy obviously has to risk it though, especially in the second round, to try and get themselves ahead. They can't, ultimately, they can't let it go to the judges. And I feel like, especially if you're Dave, being held to it, it's testing you. You need to show your veteran savvy. You need to show Jay why you made it to 5-0 and push back this young star in Raw Demo.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but it's hard to beat somebody when they believe in themselves that much. He has to do something to take this momentum away. Because right now it's all Kelvin Gastelum. If he can make Demo doubt himself, he can get back in this fight, Humble.
The worst place you want to be when you're on the ground is the Toyota Tire stand. You don't want to be there. That is the worst place you are there. If you're on the Toyota Tire side, you need to move, essentially. And I'll go back to Cyrus's point about taking risks. The risk that Dave just took there and the frustration that he did got him essentially his half guard taken. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't mind it because one, you're moving. So if you're on the Toyota Tire side and you start taking apart from the mount, you can't give mount away. Oh my god! That is
he's back on the
Dave was like, yeah, just get it back if you want it.
He did the power.
I was gonna say, he used the power get up, right? Mm-hmm. Like he pressed his R1 button and then get up, and that was a bit quicker. I don't think many people know that. It trains your stamina a lot quicker as well.
Oh, but, bro. Yeah, like you're trying to Derek Lewis that shit. You're basically just.
Yeah, it's like explosion, right? So it's basically you're trying to use. And he said a really bad word like that. You're trying to use certain strength, essentially, Cyrus, to try and get up.
Yeah.
A really bad word. I kept that.
So these. No, I will say that Raw Demo right now, the Raw guys, correct me if I'm wrong, man, but what we've seen from the likes of Spooky and so on, they have such a fantastic grappling base. I feel like Raw Demo right now is doing such a good job of mixing that into his game, utilizing some good head movement, Jay, and he's making this fight difficult from Dave. He's putting his back up against the wall because he knew he was under pressure.
But he got to get out the corner. He's trapped in the corner with Connor on him. He has to, because you got to think about this. Dave is mad. He's desperate right now. Do something, Humble.
Oh, man, he throws too many shots. He doesn't prod and poke. You can see Raw Demo is essentially... Remember earlier on we see Kelvin Gastelum versus Conor McGregor, and the guy was kind of baiting and kind of throwing something, like pretending to go for a takedown, going back to his jab, throwing singulars, constantly making the other person three or four shots, and that's exactly what he did. That's another round that looks like it's in the favour of Kelvin Gastelum, but it looks close on the stats.
Yeah, exactly right. See, this is one of those ones, man, where if I was in either guy's corner right now, I feel like you're saying, look, you need to finish. I know we got Lucky and the guys in the back saying that they think that this may be 2-0 in the side of Raw Demo, but I never feel comfortable with the way the judges are, man. The way the judges are. Because you got to remember, like, there's been a lot of grappling from them, right? And judges don't always look on the grappling favourably.
No, they just see it as control. Like that is the criteria for though. If you are on the ground and you're just holding someone, then literally you are just holding someone. So there's no, it's like a neutral position. Whereas essentially, like if the damage is even, then they can go to that. But if the damage weighs in one of the players' favour,
he's letting himself get. He got to get out that corner. He has to get out.
Dave doing well right now. He's in the floor. You see how he's just touching him? Just touching him and then going back to it. That's what Dave needs to do. He needs to utilise his jab, not overthrow.
Oh my! But he stops the takedown that time, brother. I mean, he's willing to take damage.
Oh my God!
And it gets him caught.
Inexperience.
Oh.
He had no stamina, Cyrus. No stamina. He was throwing shots in the clinch. Like when he comes out of the clinch, he left himself in a terrible position. If you've got no stamina in clinch, use the clinch to regain your stamina and use it to break away safely. You can't start throwing shots in the clinch when you're gasping for air.
I think it's confidence with Dave, brother. When he was on that 5-fight win streak, his confidence was at an all-time high, and he was taking his time and he was being composed as a result. But right now, you can see that the pressure's getting to him. He's rushing his work. He's making him, opening up some opportunities. But then again, now his takedown defense seems to be getting stronger and stronger as the time goes on out here, Jay. And he is trying to pepper that defense to get a finish, but I don't know. I don't know if Raw Demo's going to let that happen.
Throws a push kick, he's done.
Oh.
Pressing it back.
Bro, he's on those takedowns, man. He's all over them.
He shouldn't shoot anymore. I'm going to be real now. He shouldn't shoot anymore because
bad with his stamina though, Jay. Like he's costing McGregor more stamina.
He's not going to get any of these. But Conor's stamina is gone. How are we scoring these rounds too? I always ask that because I don't know how to score rounds.
I think a front kick's going to end the fight. I still do. Like he's shooting too much to.
Oh my gosh!
Whole elbow. What a death sentence that was, man. We just saw the first death inside a primetime cage. That was something else. God damn, bro. God damn. Craziness, right, Humble? That was beautiful coming from a man that was shooting from his life moments ago. He finds that pole counter, and that's all she wrote.
Shooting, you overextend, you lean forward, and elbows you in the face, like perfect. Sort of. And there was a lot of people coaching him to get that win as well. Like, sometimes you feel like you can be overcoached sometimes as well. Like, you can, do the right things and things like that, but you just got to let it go sometimes. You got to kind of land and let it flow. But helped him get the win there against Dave. Dave's -5 right now. We're going to see Dave pick himself out of the gutter one day.
Yeah.
Maybe not next week, but
if he one day.
Yeah, one day.
Bro, it's 5-0. And now he's 5-0.
-5. Sometimes, listen, you know how you have momentum going forward? You could have momentum going the other way, and he has momentum going the wrong way right now.
I feel like, to use a poker term, right, this guy's on full tilt right now. That's what I feel like. He's on full fucking tilt. Everything is getting to him. Every time something doesn't go his way, he isn't reacting like he was when he was on that burn. I feel like that's exactly what you were speaking about, the confidence, the momentum that he was on that meteoric rise on the 5-0 run. He needs to get back to that. And Humble, you made a good point, and just to use the analogy on it, like too many cooks spoil the broth. He maybe just had too many inputs leading into it, too much pressure on his back, but ultimately that guy's going to have to adjust. He's going to have to find his way to learn from those lessons and come back stronger. We know that it's possible. He did go 5-0, but now obviously this is the true test. Can he bounce back from such adversity? But With that being said, raw demo, whether that be shooting for takedowns or getting goddamn knockouts, J-Dime, this man quite clearly has the skills to pay those bills. And he gets another massive win here this evening. 3-0 now in the PlayStation division. I think we lost you for a moment, brother. I don't know why that was.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh, no. I was talking with my mic muted, which was so crazy. So, I was saying, Demo is underrated. Like, he's one of the most underrated players, and I'm glad he's making a name for himself in PT right now, undefeated in this PlayStation division.
Yes,
3-0, man. 3-0, and it's going to set up nicely for the future. Fight a bigger fight, Cyrus. But I believe that's going to move us on nicely to be Fat Naznim versus Kim Capellotti.
Yes, sir. Without further ado, we are getting straight into the next prelims. As you can see, Capellotti is in the middleweight division at the moment, fighting a very, very tough opponent. He has opted for Nick goddamn Diaz out here, J-Dime, going up against Dricus Duplessis, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to hear me say his name. You don't want to hear me say it.
What do you make of this matchup, brother? What do you make of this matchup?
Okay, so I think Dricus don't hurt me. I think this Dricus pick, he's done so good in UFC without having a single good performance. I don't know how to explain it. But he just keeps winning, and none of them are impressive wins, Humble.
Reminds me of Tony Ferguson.
No, Tony Ferguson wins was more impressive than that. I can't.
It was more
even
impressive,
when he
you
was
know
getting
what I mean?
stunned.
Well,
Tony Ferguson got knocked by Lando Panetta. He got knocked down by Bobby Green. There's quite a lot of performances where he was actually losing the first round, or Kevin Lee had him in mount. So Duplessis is just crazy, just for wild shit. It works.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But I will say that Tony Ferguson left his opponents looking like a bloodied mess by the end of the fight. So that would, I suppose, be the only kind of the point that I put on that. But Marcus here, or Dricus, whatever his name is trying to.
Whatever his name is.
Whatever his name, bro. I can't. When there's a name like that, I can't say it. So I'm sorry, okay, but I just can't speak. But look, Diaz is got him pressed up against the cage. He wants to be the guy walking forward. He wants to put the pressure on Diaz, but right now he's not able to. Capellotti just coming to life with these combinations.
Yeah. If you was Dricus in this situation, because I haven't used Dricus on this game, what would you do, Humble?
I have not played this game properly in a couple of years.
Never mind. So
I'd uppercut him, back him up against the fence, and then go with a bit more combination. No, he's doing well. The uppercut's there clearly. The stamina is drained a lot, even though he looks like he's not doing too much. Yeah. So if I'm Nick Diaz and Capellotti, I'm going to keep going head body, or body head. Essentially to mix up my combinations and drain the stamina, play the long game rather than the short game. The police needs a KO, or he needs some big stuns early to get the damage down.
Oh my god, Dricus is just a South African king. Okay.
That was some serious power this man has in his hands. I'd be interested to find out his stats, because quite clearly he has a homing missile in that left hand, able to connect once again and sit Nick Diaz down, one of the more durable fighters to ever step in that cage here, Humble.
Beautiful work right there. He did, he dropped a durable Nick Diaz, but I liked what I see from Capellotti there. Just a singular hook to the body, just nice work, just off the offbeat, just kind of catching his opponent. If he uses that to take away and interrupt the rhythm, he's going to be doing okay later on, as long as he doesn't take too much head damage. Like that there, J-Dime.
I will go on a limb and say this is the best I've ever seen Dricus. Even if he loses this fight, this is the best I've ever seen him.
Body work.
I wouldn't disagree there, Jay. I would not disagree, my man. Jesus. I will say, though, Capellotti, even though he got folded like a lawn chair a moment ago, he is instantly bouncing back, going to the body, going to the head, not being dissuaded from the game plan, and he's having some good work kind of pay off for him now with what you said earlier, Humble, which was going to the body. But
oh my god! Dricus! Oh my god! Dricus!
Has he done it?
He's got 5 seconds to try and finish fight. 4, 3.
Dricus, he ends it! Dricus! Duplessis with the win!
3 seconds left, Cyrus, of the round, and we've seen it earlier on. Exactly the same 3 seconds left. The urgency to get the finish there. Beautiful work with the first performance I think we've seen from Dricus. And you can finish the rest of his name.
Yeah, Duplessis. Duplessis. Remember this guy, brother. He
Just say his first name.
Yeah. I even struggle saying that. I ain't gonna lie to you, but he gets the biggest win in his mixed martial arts career with a big W here under Primetime 100. I'm sure that, of course, BFAP Naznim is going to be incredibly happy with that breaking. You know, we were talking about MK Dave. Much like Naznim, he went 4-0 in the division, currently riding off a 2-fight losing streak going into this one. Gets a big-ass fucking W to get himself back into the win column out here in Humble. You know he's going to be very, very happy after that performance. It was a well-needed and well-deserved win for that man.
Yeah, it was a very well-deserved and well-needed win. He did a great job. Naznim is one of the most underrated players in this community. I see him compete everywhere and he does well everywhere. Great fundamentals, great boxing, can do well with different characters and can play to the style of those characters as well. Really important, J-Time, adaptable.
Yeah, most important thing. Adapt and adjust. Those are the most important things when playing this game.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. Now, going into this one, we have 2 fights left in these prelims. It has been a sensational night of fights already. We are going to be getting into the next one without any further delay. We're going to be seeing the one and only, one of the guys, the headliner of Primetime 100, now back fighting. Primetime 1, now back fighting on Primetime 100.
Primetime 1?
Yeah, he was. Six Mango was main event of Primetime 1.
1, like the first PT.
Exactly right.
Oh, okay. Hey, if I'm a betting man, I'm betting against him. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if he fought in PT1, he's out of his prime. I hope he hears this and this motivates him. But he's out of his prime. You know, there's an age limit where you're not supposed to fight anymore. You don't let Chuck Liddell fight today. Like yeah, maybe the game has passed him up now, but I hope he used what I say as motivation.
No, exactly right. Now we're just gonna get these. One of these guys just switching up real quick. You can maybe tell me what this is. You know when you stream from PlayStation, there's sometimes and occasionally like an on-air thing that comes up. What is that, bro? I see it only when it
it shows them like how many people I guess in there too on the top right and all that. But
no, it's not about when.
Jay's right. That's what.
Come on, Humble. I'm right again.
I think you mean when you mess with people messenger and there's a box that appears.
No. I'm talking about.
No, he said on air. I know when the box appears.
Yeah.
I
know the cameras are.
Don't worry. I'm getting there. Just like 3 judges were wrong earlier on for J-Dam's fight.
That was more than wrong. If you want to
close fight. First round close. Second round you won.
I dropped to stun him 3 times. There's actually no case of me lose. I don't want to talk about my
third round. You might. Well, we have to because obviously we've got to get these guys in.
I actually have it on my screen now. I can actually read it, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying, statistically, there's no way I lost that fight.
My camera's gone off, guys, as well, so technically...
Humble is like far away
Let's
now.
skip across. Humble is going to be off camera for a moment. I do apologize. Nothing that can be done about that as we currently stand. Hopefully that will be lined back up. One of the guys on the analyst side, and there he is, was just reconnecting. And without any further ado, we are back, full cameras, everything, brother.
My God.
That's what I'm talking about. How the hell to, how do you
he's on the PS4. He's streaming off of PS4. Yeah, I know what I see.
Oh my God, he's got a box to click when
he's streaming off of PS4.
When you stream on the PS4, it says, "Do you want to hide your chat?"
Fair enough. I'll see if I can quickly fix this, just at least for the moment. We'll have to remember to.
You're gonna try to cross out.
Who is this person that's streaming again?
This is Six Mango.
Oh, okay.
This is the guy that was
No, listen. I'll defend Six Mango though. Listen to me. You know why it's like that? Because this is how it was for PT1. He's a little older. He's not used to how it is now. So,
bro, he was actually on Xbox back in the day. That's the craziness. He was actually fighting Slick.
I remember this. Hey, I remember this would be a good fight because Blake been talking crazy, specifically about Mango. He's been talking. He told me to show Mango fight to say I'm gonna whoop him. He don't deserve to be here. He's Division 13. Like Blake been talking crazy. Now I want to see this more than anything.
Yeah, I apologize to every single person who is joining us at PT 100. I'm completely on Mango's side for this fight. I hope he smashes Blake's face in, my former teammate. I want him to do it for the older guys. Come on, Mango. Let's smash B's heading, Cyrus.
The funny thing is, this guy isn't even old, bro. He's like, he's still a
He's
kid,
not
Mango.
young.
Like that.
There's no way. If he was fighting on PT1
6 years ago, bro, I'm sure he was like 12, 13 at the time. This boy's maybe like 18, 19 at the moment. I don't know, but like he,
No, I feel like he was 20 back then.
He was 20 back then. No, I was 20 back then, bro. Like I was 20.
Cyrus had a full head of hair.
I know,
then.
bro. I know. I was in my 20s when I started this shit. That's peak.
That's
But,
dedication, though.
One of the things about Blake when you're fighting him as well is if you jab him to the body, like you start to use body work on him, he starts to change his game plan. So he's got to be very careful of that. And I seen Mango kind of go to the body once or twice, and he's do it a bit more often. Blake doing a good job of backing Mango up to the fence when he can and landing the kick to the body when he's circling, which is really important. You see right there, Jedi.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Blake is a wild card. There's two versions of Blake you get. You get the Blake that's complete garbage, or you get the Blake that look like the best in the world. And you're getting that Blake. You're getting the Blake that looks the best in the world right now.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, has he done it?
Yeah. It's over. You're getting that Blake. You're getting that Blake. That's the Blake we got. The Blake that looks like the best.
Do you know the funny thing is, you were saying that he was talking to Messi. He was talking a lot going into this one. It reminds me, he sent me a message going into this fight. He said, Mango has got a big mouth on the presser, and I'm going to shut it. And it looks like, my goodness, did he do that one?
He more than did that.
For the young guns, bro. For the young guns.
Yeah.
I need someone to take Blake out. I need someone to be my hitman. Somebody in the chat be my hitman. Whoever wants to fight Blake next, step up next week. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. Great job to Blake. Well done. I am bitter, but he did a fantastic job. I
noticed. Lose every time he fights,
bro.
It's all joke. It's all joke. By the day. It's the body kick at the circling was perfect the way he did that. He had good pressure going backwards and forwards, and he caught his opponent slipping as well. So Blake looked like the best. I think that's the first time he's won since he left our team. So
no, it's not. No, it's not. Is it? No, he's been winning on unaired. No, because he's been telling me. Blake's been winning. Cyrus, tell him Blake's been winning.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at the record right now, I'm just going to quickly double check it, right? But I mean, when we look back at Blake's record at the moment, he was 5-4 on a +2. So
+2.
He did have a rough old time and dropped him back to the unaired, but he answered back in a big way. Got 2 fights on the unaired, coming back now, getting a big W over the one and only Mango, a man that's been fighting since Primetime 1 and before, to be quite honest with you. He was with us from IFL. Shout out all the IFL legends. But yeah, genuinely, man, he was one of the... You know what I said to you before we went into the show, for anybody that didn't hear? Obviously, you guys wouldn't have heard it, obviously, but we have been running this thing now for about 6 or so years. We started this with maybe 10 or so people, 10 or 15 people. That was it, just Xbox only. It has grown to the absolute giant that you see it before you. Primetime MMA is here for the long haul. We are only getting goddamn started, if you can't tell by the packages and everything we're trying to do here. And this is only the goddamn start. So we appreciate people like Mango being with us along the journey. And of course, now Blake and the Young Guns reigning true on the competitive side, getting the big ass W here this evening. Absolute pleasure to call that fight for as long as it lasted. And it sets us up, Mr. Humbledink, as before I get a little bit emotional once again, for the next one, and that is going to be the featured fight of the prelims between the Kingsman himself, M-Town's finest, looking to take on another one of the OGs. One of the guys I talked about for tonight, he was a kid when he joined us. He has now developed into a bit of a shit, but still a young man nevertheless. No, bro, come on. After what we had to deal with on the presser for him, but he is here. It is Pigeon. These guys deserve to be in this spot. They are entertaining fighters, to say the goddamn least. And myself personally, I cannot wait to see what goes on between these two competitors.
The bets are now open as well for you guys, so you guys can kind of decide essentially who you think's going to win this one. Pigeon, who nearly gets after all this time, Cyrus, after all these events, nearly gets us completely banned in our first presser that we've ever done with certain words he says. And he's fighting M-Town's finest. Now, I like M-Town's finest, and he's picking a Bruce Lee pick. I think Bruce Lee's well overpowered on this game, especially the flick jab. You know, you can just kind of throw that out there.
It's not a flick jab, it's a back fist.
Yeah, it's like a back fist, yeah, but you can throw like 3 or 4. He can do like double jab straight away with that. So he's gonna see how he utilizes that with loads of like deft kicks and all sorts of different stuff. Ren and
Don't
Brow,
say death kicks before somebody starts spamming death kicks.
you both got it. Ren and Brow can do the same, but Ren and Brow's got a lot of stuff that he can kind of throw for there. It's going to be interesting. Is Pigeon, one of the longest members of Primetime, going to be able to defend his honour and kind of prove his worth on the biggest stage of them all, Primetime 100, or is M-Town's finest going to swipe the floor of him with Bruce Lee, J-Dime?
Listen to me. Bruce Lee is like my hero, my idol. I don't want him to get punched, but it may have to happen, Cyrus.
Yeah, it may. But I'll be honest with you, as somebody that's called Pigeon's fights for the last 4, 5, 6 or so years, this man is incredibly good at boxing. Kickboxing, not so much his forte. The fact he's gone Renan Barão is actually a little bit concerning to me. I feel like it's going to allow M-Town's finest to really work that range, with the unorthodox and speedy Bruce Lee. So we'll have to see, Humble, but Pigeon's going to have to be careful not kicking inside a boxing range because he's too used to being in that distance, and if he does kick, Bruce Lee will capitalize with 100% accuracy.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be very careful. Also, you can't give him space. So Pigeon's doing the right thing. He's got a bit of luck in this one because essentially the stance switch. So he's got the lead leg so he can close the distance and keep on the outside of the foot. Jay, as you know, boxing stance, you can kind of keep on the outside of the foot and cut the angle off a bit easier, close the distance with the lead hook right there, and stop him from kicking. If it was the opposite way around, the space would be a bit different. So M-Town's finest has got to find the space, which is going to be a bit more difficult for him.
Yeah, if I was Renan Barão, I would crowd Bruce Lee. I will crowd them kicks. I will not let him kick. I will stay in his chest, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, obviously, the one thing that you've got to remember as well, Renan Barão has some really good elbows and knees. I mean, use them, brother. Use that shit, especially against somebody like Bruce Lee, who you do not want to give that range. I think it would be a smart move for this man, but it's going to be easier said than done because M-Town's finest, his range management, Humble, is normally one of the better kind of range managements on this game, period.
Yeah, he's struggling at the moment with the... He's kind of firing shots down the middle, 1-2 mostly, or a double jab, and then Pigeon's coming off the second shot and catching him with a slip. So that's happened 2 or 3 times, and that's where the heavy damage is coming from. But apart from that, it's a pretty even fight. So he's just got to be careful of Pigeon kind of catching him on the offbeat. I'd love to see more leg kicks in Primetime 100. At the moment, we haven't seen too many. They're not using the leg kicks to kind of set up range. It's such an unutilized weapon to close the distance, J-Dime. A lot of people don't do it in that sense. They just think it's damaging the leg.
Yeah, you can use that, like you said, to close distance, get closer. And if I'm facing a kicker like Bruce Lee, I want to chop his legs off at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. You honestly limit his arsenal incredibly if you start to work on areas of his game like that. His movement, his ability to close the distance is obviously going to be very, very important to Bruce Lee. But Pigeon right now, honestly, he's having some difficult times, to be quite honest with you, and I feel like it's largely due to the pick. Renan Barão doesn't, really have the tools that fit into Pigeon's arsenal, too cleanly, unless he's been working on it, but I'm not seeing signs of that so far, Humble. He's struggling on the outside, having moments on the inside, but for my money, most of that was M-Town's finest doing the work.
I can see nerves. From both guys at the moment. Let's see what adjustments these guys are going to make. These guys are both world-class esports competitors, and we've seen better for them in both their performances in thingy. I think they're both kind of evenly matched up, so it's a tough fight. But yeah, I'm expecting to see some adjustments from both guys here to kind of try to put your foot on the gas, try to gain control of a round.
Yeah, I want to see some more action. This is PT100.
There you go.
I want to see, there we go, someone get put down, someone get put on the ass, Humble.
Yeah, exactly that. The combination right there for about 3-piece. It's sometimes as simple as this, Cyrus. I'm fighting a kicker, get him to kick, and I'll hit him when he's kicking, like in kicking range. And you've got to bait it. You've got to bait the kicks.
Yeah.
That's sometimes as simple as that.
Yeah, you're talking about the ability for it to close the distance, and you're exactly right. It closes the distance excellently, but if you're able to, bait somebody into that, you can make them miss, and it sets them up at the high vulnerability spots. Like Renan Barão right now, obviously he does have great checks, and if he just wants to, oh my goodness,
oh my god,
lands?
Oh, here we go, this is PT100, this is what we've been waiting for. I want action, forget a filling out process, leave the technical stuff in the past, we're all in the middle, Humble.
You just gotta watch his stamina though. Like, I don't want to be Mr.
No, forget the stamina too. Come forward.
Stamina. M-Town's finest just sat there licking his lips like, in a second you're gonna be... I don't know what happened. It didn't feel like he missed much, Cyrus. He had nothing. He had no stamina at all, and I was like, where's it going? He threw 2 shots. And I was like, where's his stamina gone?
It didn't take too long, brother. It didn't take too long. His ability to go to the body on it and so on is absolutely fantastic. He's just continued to set that up time after time. And obviously it's paying dividends at this stage in the fight. And oh my god! Somehow he lands again.
Oh, there it is.
Why? God, bro.
There we go.
Kick.
That's PT. That is PT right there.
One death kick as well. He didn't abuse it. One shot and needed. And I love the fact he got it with the death kick after I mentioned it. Like, beautiful work.
I can see Lucky digging the grave over there for him, bro. That was beautiful. And look, if I feel bad for him down, he would look like he was on fire in that fight. But it only takes one, especially with a killer like Pigeon Scout, to turn the tides of a bout. And that's exactly what he did right there. And that does, J-Dime, Mr. Humbleding, bring us to the conclusion of the prelims and the early prelims here this evening. Of course, the action is only continuing to heat up. This is our biggest and longest card in primetime history, and hopefully each and every one of you are enjoying every single second of the madness that we have witnessed so far, and that is what is promised to be in the rest of the card. Obviously, emotions have been at a high. Myself, J-Dime, Mr. Humbleding, we all need a couple of moments to compose ourselves for a second. So as we set up, we are going to be going back across to the absolute legends in the analyst booth. That is Dr. Lucky 13 and the ever mighty Pudgy. So without further ado, we will be back with you in a couple of moments.
Well then, the prelims have been fun. Every fight killer. Pigeon coming out with a death kick, not spamming it, surprisingly. The man's feral, but apparently he's not cheesy, which is good to see. Any thoughts on the card so far, Pudgy? Lucky?
Dude,
Jesus.
Listen. First of all, shout out to J-Dime and Reaper for just starting off the card with the craziest of bangers. Let's just say that. Man, all these fights, man, I'm not even going to lie. I've been doing this shit since I was at work. This shit's been nuts, man. It's been hard to try to keep up and work at the same damn time, but I've just been literally keeping close, just doing my thing, and also watching these banger-ass cards, guys, man. It's just been fucking amazing. What do you guys think?
I mean, the J-Dime fight, that's definitely got people's blood pumping. They're a bit concerned about that. We've now just coming towards the end of the prelims. We're getting those round one KOs. Naznim getting the first one. Emtal Day putting on a performance and a half in the next one. And then you have Pigeon just getting this one in round two. Lucky. You got to imagine that momentum's only going to continue as you go into the main card here.
It was literally just like, I'm absolutely speechless of how good that prelims was. Just coming from like the robbery of like J-Dime to the comeback of Sean Corkery as well. It's just absolutely been phenomenal so far. That knockout from Pigeon Scout was absolutely disgusting. That was
that's going to go down in the history books. I can tell you that now.
My knockout. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I just wanted to add in one more thing, man. That overhand from Wicks that ended Slashers.
That was brutal. And Cyrus doesn't need to have any more hair, so that's always good. So, at least one person's happy with the KO as well as Wicks.
Three more
that
seconds.
card so hard. It's
3 more seconds.
Yeah, 3 more seconds. The primetime guarantee definitely showcasing what has been happening on the prelims. But we've got a main card to go. And with that being said, let's get into talking about the story of Trixie versus Fad. This is going to be the number one contender fight on the Xbox side. These two have got a history, and it starts all the way back at the Xbox Season 2 GP. As you can see here, Yan mirror match when they were allowed. You look at the leg health, you can definitely see it being one of Trixie's main tools, already working out as he throws the leg kick. He just comes out here in dominant fashion. This is when he was on his title reign still, and he was about 12-0. Nobody's ever come close to beating it, and he was just looking killer after killer attempt here.
Yeah, man. Just kind of like looking back at the rivalry between Fad Nader and Trixie, man. It's been nothing less than extraordinary, man. These are two guys that I fairly respect in the community, and I hope everyone does the same thing as well. And Trixie, and again, he's one of the, if not one of the best primetime players, in the whole thing, man. So for Fad Nader to have this back and forth. Rivalry and just keeping Trixie on his toes, man. It's been amazing, dude. Lucky, I don't know how long you've been here, brother, but you in here for some shit.
Oh, I've seen enough of these two. Like even though I've only been around for like 8 or 9 months in the community, like these two are from what I've seen and what I've been told, these two are literally like the best of all time on the Xbox side of it all. Like these know each other so well that you would want to question how are they going to surprise each other? You know what I mean?
Well, you don't know, do you? That's the issue. I mean, you've got 7 fights on the roster, and overhand there, as you notice. They try their best to dodge punches when they can. Trixie's won all the fights so far, but then this is where the tide starts to turn. Fad finding the home for his shots. Like, it was so close, back and forth action. This is one of their only 3-round fights, even, and it's in their light heavyweight division of all places. Fad looking to get the power, and he does so, getting that win. These two are ridiculous in what they have put out, and their story has made Primetime history, and it has been building up to now.
Yes. And to be quite honest with you guys, man, it's been one hell of a ride, man. You know, just being part of the Primetime community and competing against these guys, you know, I almost feel like a dad almost, just because I've been watching these kids grow up over the last, 2 or 3 years since I've been, doing this here with you guys. And it's just been nothing but exciting, man. I definitely look forward to, everyone who's, making their way up. And keep grinding, man. UFC 5 is around the corner at some point, but we got this for now.
Yeah, we just saw was the only decision they've ever went to, Lucky. Like, these men are so good, the only time they've gone to decision is once.
Like, this could main event absolutely anywhere. Like, you put these two on the cards, you would expect them to be main event, but the fact that they're on near the main event, like win 2-3 fights from the main event is just phenomenal in itself. But one thing I will got to say though, this fight will feel a bit different considering because there is a massive rewards whoever wins, which is the title shot. So the pressure is going to be one thing coming into this fight.
Indeed. That was the last fight they had. That was about 10 cards ago at Season 4 GP, just before PT90 hit. Fad won that one, but 7 fights, 3 Grand Prix, 25 rounds over the course of 5 different weight classes. These two men, I mean, they've had wars. They've gone 25 rounds. I mean, anybody else within our league, within Primetime as a promotion, have gone that many rounds against each other without good reason. These two always on top of the top, Lucky. Pudgy, yeah, that's the way it goes when these two fight. If you see these two about the place, they're going to cause absolute chaos and be next to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be one hell of a war. This could potentially be fight of the night as well. As I said, there is a massive reward from this, and they're really going to go for it. Who I think is going to win it. I think it's going to be Fad. Personally, I think he's going to get it in round 2.
Lucky, that's tough, man, because Trixie is known for doing a lot of his finishes or just ending the whole match in round number 2. So lately, he's been kind of dragging it past it and, getting some lucky 3 wins, but, 3-round wins. But other than that, it's going to be very tough. Very tough. I think Trixie takes it in 3.
Fair enough. Well, that's your calls on that fight. But before we enter into our number 1 contender fight, we have a main card to get through, guys. You got names like Smudger versus Sheepbox, Driz versus Bossman, Inke Fonte versus Intro, Frosty versus Caplock, Kane Winter versus Evo, and of course Storm versus Moonlight to start the card. Any particular fights you want to call out? Any insight into any of these fights that could possibly go towards betting later down the line?
Out of the main cards, Smudger versus Shootbox has got to be up there for me personally. They've been trash talking in the press as well. It's got me really hyped for that fight. Obviously, another one for me is Driz versus Bossman. That's going to be one hell of a war as well. There is just so many good fights on the main card. I'm hyped, man. This is it. This is the main card. Here we go. right here, right now.
Exactly. The main card is where this starts. I mean, action's been starting from the prelims and the early prelims. It started from when you had J-Dime versus Reaper fighting each other. But now this is where the primetime guarantee becomes the guarantee. We'll shuck it over to Cyrez, Humble, and James as we go into STK Storm versus Mma TT.
Here we go, Cyrus. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, we went right into
We went right into it. Cyrus,
war.
you're muted, brother. Let's.
We did. Yeah, so apologies. It played the video again, once again, minor technical issues. But the main card is finally here. Primetime 100 has been a fucking crazy night of fights already. Mr. Humbledink, J-Dime TV. It is now, it is here. Mma TT, STK Storm. God damn, the stakes could not be at an all-time higher here, Jay. Between these two competitors, the first fight on the main card, they need to lead by example and get this fight going with a crazy pace.
Yeah, this is the battle of the gatekeepers. I call Mma the gatekeeper. Storm went in chat and said, I'm the gatekeeper. So it is gatekeeper versus gatekeeper. Who is the real gatekeeper?
Who's the real gatekeeper? The gatekeeper belt. We don't need a BMF belt. We got the gatekeeper.
We got the gatekeeper.
Let's go. Let's thumbs up in the chat if you think the gatekeeper belt should be created. I know Reaper could keep that one right there as well, and maybe J-Dime in the future if he competes more. I might be a candidate, Cyrus. It's a great idea.
Well. These guys meeting in the center, Mma doing his traditional mixing up the body, but look at that little slip-off double body uppercuts from Storm. Beautiful timing. This guy looks zoned in, brother.
Let's go, PT 100. Come on.
Ooh.
Mate, they're going at it already. I like the pace that these guys are setting off. They're setting off the main card right now, J-Dime. Mma versus Storm. Battle out for the gatekeepers. Volkanovski controlling the center of the octagon, Jay?
Yeah, Volkanovski footwork is trouble to go against, but if anyone can beat Volk and counter him, it's Dustin on his game, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. Dustin has that equalizing power both in the left and the right hand, and he has the power there, Humble, that does not wade across the time of a 15-minute or even 25-minute bout. His power translates even when he's tired, and that pays, or that's something that's really important up against, an engine like Volkanovski who doesn't get tired.
Yeah, exactly. He's a beast. He just goes through. He also gets a perk. Like, he's got one of the perks that helps him between rounds as well, Jay. So he essentially gains more stamina back between rounds. But the way these two guys are fighting at the moment, they're not essentially exerting too much stamina.
God.
Beautiful work.
Oh my god!
Mma.
Oh my gosh, Mma just turned the tide. It looked like Volk was doing his thing, but now Mma with Dustin Poirier, unfortunately, is beating Volk's ass now, Cyrus.
Yeah, bro. It's like it only takes one big shot to change like the entire momentum of the fight, and we saw it just there, brother. Big connection lands. There's still 2 minutes in this round.
Oh my gosh! Mma said, I'm about to say, he's trying to put on for all the gatekeepers. He's the one. He's not the two. He is the best gatekeeper, and he is trying to show it against Storm here, Humble.
Yeah, he is. That combination was utterly beautiful. We need to get that back replayed or clipped because it was a beautiful flow to his technique. Now, I had something in my head before we went on that gatekeeper ramp, which is essentially it was basically that he's brilliant at when he hurts somebody, he does massive amounts of damage, Cyrus. Like, these shot combination and selection when he hurts someone is phenomenal. It's a skill to have, and Mma has it.
Yeah, exactly right. The killer instinct, we speak about it all the time. The ability to close out shows really separates you from the pack because obviously it gets you those extra points in the division. And, Mma has a lot of finishes to his record, as does Storm for that matter. I mean, these guys find dynamic ways to land big, powerful shots, J-Dime. And we're already seeing it across the opening 5 minutes of this bout. We still have another 10 to go, and I don't feel like these guys are slowing down. They're only just starting to heat up, and they started at a crazy pace.
Yeah, it's weird to see, but I like watching Dustin fight off his back foot. He's having success fighting off his back foot against Volk right now, Humble.
Exactly. Dino just mentioned something really impressive, like important in the chat as well. We just see Mula tee off a few times on him right there. I was held on the floor by Storm for 2 rounds solid, and I could not get up, even though it was a lot of frustration on my part. He held me there. He's incredible. Like, good at denials, good at stuff. So I'm surprised to see less grappling from Storm, especially when he's so good at it, Cyrus.
Yeah, I think he's been dialed in on his striking. I mean, his striking, especially in the opening go-in, was looking next level. Big head kick, partially blocked, but I think that mixing in the grappling could pay dividends for him here, but I feel like that's a healthy respect for Mula.
Oh my god! Oh, I can't lie to you. Mula look he looked like more than a gatekeeper right now. Mula is on his A game. He said, "I am." Oh, and he survived.
He's trying to do it. He's going for it every time, and it's he is looking phenomenal. His striking looks excellent, Cyrus, but maybe the grappling exchange right now might prompt Storm to start grappling and try and get an advantage in that area, because at the moment it's not going his way on the feet.
Yeah, definitely needs to mix it up a little bit after what was a crazy fast start for him. He definitely needs to mix it up at this stage, as Mula is having too much success on the feet. Oh my goodness, that right hand is money.
Oh my gosh. Throw in the towel. Hey, listen, Coach Eugene Berriman, Coach Joe Lopez, throw in the towel for Volkanovski right now, because Dustin is beating the snot out of him right now, Humble.
He's still in the fight, though. Like, he is beating the snot out of him. But Storm, the person, the competitor he is, he's always dangerous. Beautiful shot to the body. He likes to be this side of the screen sometimes, but I like that little stutter step right there. He's to be more cautious here, Cyrus. He's not running into the shot.
Yeah, more measured approach, and I feel like that's a good thing for him. This crazy pace was going Mula's way, so slow it down, start to time it, but Mula isn't letting that easily go. He's trying to keep the pressure right on Storm, trying to force mistakes, so he can land that big right hand again, Jay.
Oh, yeah, and I agree with Humble. Storm is not out of it. Storm is a phenomenal player, but it just looks like an uphill battle. He needs something, a stun, just to gain momentum, Cyrus.
The front kick,
God.
up kick, and boom, once again, saving more lives than seatbelts, but somehow, some way, they are back on the feet, trying to go back at it, Humble. The body shot, the headshots, and it's done!
Oh my! Hey, that was almost a perfect performance by Mula. I'm not gonna lie to you. He said he is the gatekeeper. He's the one. Don't you ever disrespect him like that by calling someone else the gatekeeper.
Mate, that's knockout of the night. That is knockout of the night for Mula. That was beautiful. Look at the work. Look at this bang, uppercut, drops him, leg goes behind. He's doing that thing, what's it called, Cyrus, where the leg goes behind? I can't remember. The stinky leg? Is it the stanky leg?
Hey, Humble, the stinky leg came out when you were still young. That's
that's old now.
That's so old. There's no way. I remember doing the stinky leg.
My life just flashed before my eyes. Rashad Evans, Rashida. Oh my goodness.
So many legs have buckled, man. So many legs have goddamn buckled, but... Look, this night is heating up, man. The main card starting off with one hell of a bang. I'd like to take this opportunity real quick to switch across to the rankings, right? The next fight is actually going to be on the Xbox division. And as you can see here, all of the fights from this point onwards, these guys all find themselves up, in or amongst that top 15 bracket. Obviously, we're going to be seeing Winter up against Evo. Evo is currently ranked number 8 in the division, with ranked number 7 Winter. Both guys on winning records now at the moment, and you can see it's a very important spot for them to be in, Humble, because ultimately a big win here pushes one of these guys into the top 5 with potential title implications not too far in the future. Maybe not the next one, but they're getting goddamn close.
Yeah, and you can kind of hear that as well in Winter. He from the KM boys, and he's talking about his style kind of improving and things he's learning that he was doing completely wrong before he joined this camp. On the other hand, you've got Evo, the prolific talker. Probably one of the best promos that I had to making, and the most fun I had was the man that's too sweet to be sour, J-Dime. That is Evo.
Too sweet to be sour.
So that's exactly what he said, yeah.
Who said that?
That's exactly what Evo said. Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah, one of the best promos I've ever seen, though. He said something about him being on a different level to every single person in this Discord, and that is what he wants to show, Cyrus. He wants to essentially show that he's on a different level from everybody else.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. And without further ado, I believe we have that promo just here right now.
Evo, as you see, he's a bit of a low IQ human. You don't speak to me like this. The man of the hour, too sweet to be sour.
there's going to be an ambulance win like that for him before the fight starts.
So my anti-grappling on the floor is like really, really strong. I don't think he'll be able to do anything.
I'm just better than them. I'd batter them anytime.
And then if he stays on the feet, you know, I think we all know how it's going to go.
Aye, you'll be dead on that canvas. There's a reason this UFC Discord is not my level. And that's because I'm the only one at that level.
That's so good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Short and beautiful. Hypes me up each and every time. Without further ado, we have Shavkat up against Gilbert Burns. You can see it is 47 to 1-1.
No, I cannot see that.
But
I
let's
can't.
be, no, we know, brother. We know. It means absolute jack shit, my man. It means jack shit. It is when the lights are brightest. It is when the pressure is on. The talking has been done. The deal has been signed, and they are now stepping into the cage to duke it out for victory.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jay Dan was 5-0 in Reaper before Reaper beat him.
Hey, no, don't say these.
It doesn't mean
he was gifted.
It doesn't mean everything, Cyrus. It doesn't mean everything.
Okay, hold on. Before we get into this, right?
He shoots and he scores again.
Listen. Before we get into it, I beat the snot out of that boy. If the judges, I don't know how even about to go. Cyrus, let's talk about it.
Winter.
Once again, Humble pulling out his inner troll. Didn't take too long, brother. Didn't take too long. But these guys starting out with a crazy ass pace. They do not want to waste any time going to it. Evo spoke a lot and he wants to back it up. He's trying to pressure down Gilbert Burns, but Winter, brother, landing with precision. J-Dime sitting him down early.
Yeah, and this hurts me to see because I think Shavkat is a future champ, but he's getting punched right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, he is, brother, getting clipped very, very quickly. Right hand landing, ducking under the... Oh my goodness, the spin could have been lights out. I don't know how he didn't get stunned, getting caught with the rock, but that right hand from Winter continues to land, Humble, over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I'll go into a bit of backstory as well about this that nobody in the promo didn't even catch. Essentially, Evo wanted to change his pick from Shavkat because he didn't feel too comfortable. Maybe he was, but there was a lot of back and forth between changing his pick. Unfortunately, he'd already done the promo, Cyrus, he can't. And Winter XJ was essentially knowing that he had a weakness right there that he could exploit. He wanted to make sure that the guy who wasn't as confident, even though he sounded confident in the promo, doing it in Asda, by the way, essentially was, punished for picking the wrong pick. Maybe a young sort of pick to pick, essentially, a young decision.
Yeah, see, it's one of those ones, man. Shavkat is a sneaky good pick since he's been in the game. We've seen fantastic performances from anybody that's picked him. Very diverse, has sneaky striking, power in those hands. But as you can see right now, the veteran savvy of Winter and Gilbert Burns, J-Dime, sits him down again. Has Evo panicking in this early stage of the fight, trying to get it back with forward pressure, but ultimately walking onto more and more damage from the Brazilian.
Oh my God. Shavkat, and this isn't Shavkat. I don't know who this is fighting. This is not the Shavkat that we've learned to grow and love. I don't know who this is. Gilbert is beating him. Like, there's levels to this game, Humble.
Yeah, there is. Shout out to Swaggy for raiding us earlier as well. There is levels to this game, as you mentioned. Sometimes, though, Evo said he likes to give away rounds, give away fights, so the other person has a false sense of security. So hopefully this might be part of his game plan, Cyrus.
Yeah, could very well be, brother. I mean, he's done the work on the feet. Doesn't want to give Evo an opportunity to get back into this fight. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but Evo may now be joining into B3. Whether or not that's 100% confirmed, I know he's been trying to. So I get the thumbs up from Doc in the background. So apparently he's gone from an honorary member to a full-fledged member of that B3 camp. I will be interested to see how that has impacted his game. It definitely seems to, have kind of added ripples to his striking from what we've seen so far, but it maybe has impacted his grappling as well, Jay. He nice and easily took the back right there of Gilbert Burns and ended the round on top.
I understand all of that. He ended the round on top. But besides that, he was getting beat up. It's time to make an adjustment. He don't have a choice. I know you say, I like to give away rounds. Yeah, but you don't get dropped on purpose. That's the thing. You may give away rounds, but you're not going to get put on your ass on purpose.
I don't know. Yeah, well, he ended the round on top, but he definitely come out of the round on bottom. And now, essentially...
This is not purposely. He's not doing this on purpose, guys.
Winter.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it, brother. Winter does it again.
Oh my God.
Winter, big wins over Trixie, big wins over Evo. He continues to improve and continues to show why he belongs at the top of the Xbox division, Cyrus.
Yes, exactly right. KM Winter doing another big thing for himself here this evening. A historic win over a dangerous opponent, gets himself further up into those rankings, and as we spoke about a moment ago, did it with style, so was able to do it with a finish. And ultimately, those extra points pay dividends as we look forward to the future matchmaking within this Xbox and PlayStation divisions. Beautiful performance. Honestly, didn't take a step wrong. You know, we get those old kind of the playouts, the fatality and all of that. He basically got flawless victory right there because he came out and basically didn't get touched. Love to see it, J-Dime. Beautiful work from him. Came in looking clean, went out looking clean, and that's going to really set his confidence at an all-time high as he looks to go forward into the rest of the season.
I'm not gonna lie, he made that look easy. That's that was almost a flawless victory right there. And from the beginning, Evo was fighting an uphill battle, and he couldn't make the adjustment in time. It was already too late, Humble.
Yeah, you can blame the pick though if he wants to. Now he's got an excuse. And essentially, I will say this about Evo: he's one of the because of the stuff we're going to be doing in Primetime in the future. He's one of the guys I've got my eye out for. Like, great talker on the microphone, great. He's going to get a lot of people behind him. If he's in a camp like you said, just joined B3, this guy's only going to go up. Cyrus, his trajectory essentially is going to go through the roof with those guys. This is only a learning curve for that because now he's going to be able to go right. I was here at PT 100 and at PT 200. I was headlining the card. That's sort of the mentality he's going to have.
Well, I honestly, I put Evo in a similar, in the past at least, right? I put him in a similar sort of staking in my mind as the likes, like somebody like Lepo, for example, who has had like wins and losses in the promotion, but definitely one of the most active competitors, that we see here. He fights every single week. He gets better every single week. When he started, was pretty trash. Got very good, very quick. Was sparring against a lot of guys, got himself actively competing, and I've seen massive transformations in his style. So signing with a great camp like that, I would imagine it's going to play dividends. The same, obviously Winter came into this kind of like semi-mediocre. He got really good under the KM camp as well, and I feel like sparring with the best in the world is only going to pay dividends. It's just about putting those hours in. It's only about, it's about iron sharpens iron. So great scenes so far here this evening, and I expect that to be the case as we continue to look forward. But as you see with the rest of the card here this evening, we have non-stop action at our fingertips. KM, another Kingsman in the cage, another recent addition. KM Frosty going to be stepping in there against EK Capalotti. The Kingsman against the Elite Kings out here, Jay. Two guys that are relatively new to the scene but have been standout performers so far. And, obviously this is a big opportunity for them to not only do themselves and their camps incredibly proud, but to set themselves apart from the rest of the pack as we look towards potential matchups for that championship in the future.
Ooh, and the record's 5-5. They get to break the tie in primetime tonight. The biggest event in PT history, Humble.
Yeah, exactly. Big stage for these two guys right here, Cyrus. Big stage. The next lot of fights that we're about to see, including the last lot as well, it's all about putting the most impressive performances you can put on so you can elevate yourself towards the top of that primetime division going forward. We know we've got big plans. The people know we've got big plans. Essentially, we are about to grow at an exponential rate. Whoever's at the top of this league is going to grow as well, Cyrus. It's all about that right now.
Yes, sir, brother. And like I said, it's never been a bigger platform. It's never been a bigger opportunity for these two men, and they're going to get it going. I was a little bit thrown off guard by one of the OGs of the community, Mark Doesn't Care, coming in, asking if we stole the name from Logan Paul's drink. You're a bastard, my man. You're a bastard. This guy. These guys starting out nice and quickly, as anticipated, though. Conor McGregor going to the body, trying to attack the base of the Elite Kingsman out here, Humble. I think that is a smart move from him, but he has to be careful of that central, lower stance and the lower center of mass from Volkanovski, because he can shoot that takedown if he wants to.
Yeah, he can shoot that takedown, and that might be the difference maker, J-Dime. If you've got someone like Frosty MMA, who's a fantastic striker, good at sort of using and utilizing the character in Conor McGregor, you've got to take him out of that comfort zone.
Exactly. You got to make it a dirty fight, because Conor is Conor. So you may have to mix in some clinches. Even if you don't get a takedown, just shoot for one, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. You just got to make him think about that opportunity, that problem, and he does it. He doesn't secure it, but as J-Dime was saying there, Humble, that's now going to be in the mind of Conor McGregor, and he's going to have to start lowering those hands a little bit, which may potentially set up the striking.
Yeah, it might, and it's just you just don't. It's in danger all the time. Every time I see strikers striking with somebody who's like Conor McGregor, all I'm thinking, Jay Dime, is like get out of that boxing range, because the boxing range is where he's most dangerous. You know, he's so dangerous, especially Frosty. You can tell it takes one shot to put you down with Conor McGregor.
Man, especially a Conor uppercut too. Conor got an uppercut from hell on this game. And to me, it don't matter what star Conor McGregor is. It's his animation. It's just he's the cheat code, Cyrus.
Yeah, he is, brother. That left hand is the equalizing force in UFC 4 for sure. This man can turn your lights out, whether it's 4 or 5. You know, 5-star corner, it doesn't really matter. This is, of course, is the one that has slightly better boxing stats, I believe, right? Is this the style of Conor Humble? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Say that again, sorry.
He has the better boxing stats in this, right? This version of Conor.
I believe so, yeah, because I might not be. It might just be the health stats that are better. Thinking about it, maybe different weight, like welterweight, maybe better. But yeah, I feel like this Conor McGregor was actually worse until all the downgrades, but I don't know the difference.
Fair. Well, nevertheless, they have battled through the last 4 minutes of this bout. For my money, the Elite's Kingsman seems to be getting the better of the exchanges, but as Jay rightly said, that power of Conor McGregor definitely there, and he will find a heat-seeking missile for Volkanovski's chin should he be given the opportunity.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going to happen to end this round, but someone's getting stunned. I'm cashing it in right now. I'm cashing this right now. I'm going to cash it.
Well, it's not going to happen now, Jay. She's voodooed it. No, I'm joking. It's
Okay. What Humble?
Five and one. I'm not at 5.
Brother.
Cyrus, what Humble say?
I just capped so hard.
Jay Dime, bro. Jay Dime with the money calls right there. He got 5-1 odds on that. Cashed in instantly. Beautiful work. Look, Frosty MMA, I can't remember which one of you called it at the beginning. He quite clearly is incredibly educated in that boxing range. And look at the combinations he pulled together. I think it was you, Humble. The combinations he pulled together at the end right there. Just perfectly sequenced to land up so that when his opponent hit the mat, zero damage. Zero damage was needed to finish that guy. He could have basically breathed on him heavily and he would have got knocked out.
Yeah, I'm wrong about a lot of stuff, but I wasn't wrong on this thing. You know, his boxing was brilliant in that, and you don't want to Frosty's always good there. You've got to make it a different sort of fight against him. If you're not even going to grapple, but you add the grappling to your game just to mix it up to him, just to show him a different look, you know, that's going to help you, because when he just gets going boxing, he's like a train going downhill, James Dime, that's got no brakes on it.
Exactly, and Frosty looked good. I'm not going to lie to you. His boxing with Conor was on point today. That was a great performance at PT 100, Cyrus.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like you said, we wanted performances that would separate you from the pack, and I feel like that's what Frosty has done since the moment he joined this league. He, I think literally the first time we saw him compete, I said that he is a guy to watch out for. He has raw ability, and a lot of people work hard to get good at this game. He has raw ability, and he is just going to get better under that camp. And you see it every performance, Humble. Gets better and better every time he steps out there. I expect big things from that man. He just got a great W over an incredibly tough opponent. Ike Capelot is no joke, man. He is no joke. He is difficult for any person that steps in that cage. He made it look relatively easy.
Yeah, exactly. He's on a 3-fight win streak, you know, Capelot was, and then comes in and fights Frosty, who lost his last fight. Got a great record sitting at number 6, Frosty has, but he's coming off a loss, and essentially gets the guy who's on a tear, and pulls a performance out of his ass like that, Jay Dime.
Man, listen to me. Pressure can only do one or two things. It can either break you or make diamonds, and it made diamonds there. He did his thing under the bright lights of PT, Humble.
Beautiful work, and I believe, Cyrus, that's going to move us on nicely to our next fight of this evening, and you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, Cyrus, but is it still Ali DP versus Lilo, or have we moved on from that one?
That one unfortunately has moved on. Somehow, some way, Lilo with a, fractured orbital bone from whatever fuckeries previous to the match.
I know what it was. Cyrus.
Though. This is the craziness. He made it back for the fight, and I feel like that intimidated Ali, who unfortunately was not able to then match up.
Okay.
He like I said, the fact that this guy was willing to fight him with a fractured orbital bone meant that he was overly confident. So nevertheless, we move on to the next one, which is quite honestly a fight that I have been highly anticipating. And it's one between one of my favorite strikers on the game, or two of my favorite strikers on the game for that matter. Ranked number 3, Ike Fonte, He's
Okay.
currently 6-1 and has a highlight record, unlike many people within this league, to be honest with you. Fantastic competitor. He is going up against, personally, what I would herald as the most unique striker on UFC 4 at this current moment, and that is KM Intro, a man that I have had the pleasure of sparring long before you even seen him compete under this bright banner. He has one of the most mesmerizing styles, Humble, that you will ever see. It's about what Intro shows up here this evening. Can the greatest version rise to the moment? Because the nerves is what he struggled with in the past. He struggled with the nerves of the competition, and this is no bigger of a spot up against a former champion, an all-round killer in EK Fonte.
Yeah, former champion, one of the guys this season that's ruled the roost. You know, he's essentially been dominating Fonte has, and he's 6-1 with one loss. No, one loss is nothing essentially, and he's on a 3-fight win streak. He believes, 1-fight win streak. He believes that he should have been fighting in that main event. He believes wholeheartedly that he should have been headlining PT 100, and he's got an issue with where he is, and now is his chance to show it. Now is his chance to perform in front of the bright lights of PT 100 to show that it should have been him. He's got an opportunity to show everybody up essentially, J-Dime.
Listen to me. Even though on paper, Fonte, you would think he'll win this match. Intro, like I always say, has the most aesthetically pleasing striking style I've seen. Whether he win or lose, it looks cool, and it's not easy to go against, especially them creative combos, even if he loses. Oh, and he has 11-4 record. Even if he loses, it's just tricky to go against.
Yeah, it is, because you don't know what he's showing you. Every single one of it is like, is that a trap? Is that a trap? Because he's trapping you, bro. He's setting traps all over this place, and one time or another, you're gonna step into that. Thing. But ultimately, EK Fonte has been at the top of the list, and it's important as they start out this fight, Humble, to talk about it, right? This guy, he would have been in for the belt if he hadn't just lost it so recently. So although a lot of those gripes that he has, he may feel is perfectly justified, he needs to showcase that here this evening, as you said. He needs to say, look, I may have only recently challenged, but I was the guy for that job, and he has an opportunity to showcase that up against a beautiful dance partner, to be honest with you. Couldn't be a better guy to stand across from in Intro, in a guy that looks, as Jay said, so aesthetically pleasing in the way that he strikes.
Oh, not right now. Fonte is not playing.
He walked in with a lot of shots right there. Beautiful switch kick to the body. And he's kind of... Like you mentioned that Intro's a beautifully aesthetically pleasing striker. 90% of the time, though, when I've watched Intro kind of fight like that, it's when he's cut the cage or his opponent's going towards him. So when he's kind of trying to trap Sandhagen, and Sandhagen's moving left and right, and he's not there essentially for the trap, so he's got to be careful. He's got to trap his opponent, he's got to kind of make him come towards him or kind of set a trap that way. But at the moment, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Fonte.
Exactly right, and I'll tell you what it is, right? Intro, outside of myself and a few other guys, he's one of the guys that is the most educated lunging striker on the game. He knows how to sequence things together. He was part of that original sequence of people with myself, Cold-Blooded and the like, that really put it in the lab. But Fonte has taken that away from him. He's taken away the opportunities where the lunging strikes are at their most, kind of, I can't think of the word, but impactful, I suppose, and to interrupt the striking. And as a result, Intro is struggling to get his combinations going, Jake.
Yeah, but I feel like he's gonna find his range, but you can tell Fonte. Oh my gosh, you can tell Fonte has played him a lot, and Fonte is a monster himself, Humble.
Ooh. Yeah, nice work. I like Fonte's switching. He's constantly baiting. He's constantly dancing around the sort of the opponent, constantly switching stance. The 5-star flying knee of Sandhagen might come into effect as well. The way he's kind of moving. You might see that come out of it, but the boxing at the moment from Rob Font and Intro essentially keeping him essentially real, Cyrus, keeping him just...
Yeah, exactly right, brother. And there it is right there. That's where he starts to get it going. I feel like Intro is actually having a much better success rate of calming his nerves right now. He doesn't look like he's nervous. He just looks like he's getting cool. And I feel like he's composed. And that's going to play dividends for him. But the problem is that even at his best, is it enough to beat EK Fonte? That man was a champion for a reason, J-Dime. And as you see right now, capitalizing on some ground control after getting him down.
Oh my. Yeah, and if I was him, I'm going to end the round like this. Oh, I wouldn't let him up. I would have just stayed in backside. Oh, never mind. He landed a great shot. So that's 1-0 for Fonte. I want to see what adjustments Yeah, I'm gonna see what adjustments Intro's gonna make here, Humble.
You calling scores and judges scorecard? I'm not judging.
My fault. I don't know. My fault. I actually don't know.
Anyone could be winning. Anybody.
It could be 10-8 the other way around. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So essentially, you know, it's like I do think Fonty had a better round. I think what he's doing now is going to lead to better damage if it continues. So it's up to Intro to kind of interrupt that Cyrus and come up with his own sort of unique damage and maybe switch the tides, which we see all the time in PC.
Yeah, exactly right. And Intro is trying to press him. He's cage cutting. He's using good head movement. But some of that fanciness is going to get you caught with somebody like Sandhagen, somebody like the former champion in EK Fonty, who isn't afraid to make this dirty and will look for, like, he's a calculated guy. He's trying to read the moves and time you on a slip or time you on an uppercut. And there's not many guys that do it better than him.
Beautiful work. There's a lead body kick from both guys that's kind of landing really, really nicely, offsetting the rhythm. I believe Intro can utilise that a bit more, especially when he switches stance into orthodox against the fence as Fonty does, because he's been catching him, like walking into it almost when he gets him pressured back. It's nice to see.
So I'm laughing over here because Dino in the chat giving his reads. He said 1-0 Font. Wait, 1-0 Fonty. Why has Fonty not chosen Font then? It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. It should be his main character. You know?
It should. One of those questions that science will never be able to answer, but nevertheless, these guys continue to battle it out in the center again. And Fonty gets another stun.
Oh my, another one. Here's the thing with all of this. Intro's a really good striker, but when it gets tough, you know what gets you the win? Your fundamentals, the basics. And he's beating him with the basics right now, Cyrus.
He is fundamentally absolutely excellent. But look at the fanciness of Intro starting to play dividends. That slip off double hook to the body, or double upper to the body, I should say, Humble, has landed a few times for him. And oh my god!
Oh, nice body work.
Oh,
Intro against him.
Oh, now he's in power.
Using his IQ there of a grappling wizard. Drew moves to top mount where he can land more damage. Good head movement from Fonty. Now, okay, sorry, good head movement from Intro, sorry.
Yeah.
Beautiful work, though.
See, it's confusing, isn't it, Humble? It's confusing.
Yeah, you've got me all kerfuffed up here, Fonty and Font.
Well, once again, Fonty gets another stun, another rock. Looks like he's working towards a big finish, but introspectively answering back with combo after combo, Humble.
I was going to say a second ago, like, it's almost more beneficial for Intro to kind of bait, Fonty to come forward, because every time he's walking into it, he's getting hurt. And when Fonty hurts him, he goes at him, and that's when Intro has his best work, essentially, Cyrus. So when he's got him hurt, essentially, he goes forward and gets caught every time. So Intro wants to bait.
This might be it, brother. This might be it. J-Dime, I think he's got the finish.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh my.
Where's Jacob?
Oh, my fault. I'm standing up. My bad. I'll sit down now.
Jesus Christ. That was a beautiful fight from both guys. I think you got to hold your head up if you're either guy right there. A lot to kind of digest sort of tactics, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. EK Fonty quite clearly did his homework when it came, obviously to Intro. He just took away the lunging strike. I feel like that was very, very important for him. The simple fact is that Intro was not able to get his game going for the majority of that fight, and ultimately that played only to EK Fonty's favor. So this guy now goes 2-0. He's a man that is looking for his opportunity to get back at that belt in the near future. We don't know if that's next or whether or not there's one more way, but I'm telling you, this guy's looking clean, brother, and he looked very, very dialed in. We said that EK Fonty on the rise to that belt looked like a different man, Humble, and I think he is. He's not the EK Fonty we saw last year. Right now, he's my most improved fighter of 2023. Still early there, right? Still we're just over the halfway mark of the year now, but he's there, brother. He's been putting on pardon my French, but one hell of a fucking run, and has looked sensational thus far in his, in this season.
Yeah, like before this season, I thought Fonty was just another guy kind of trying to make his way to the top. After when this season starts till now, I think Fonty's one of the best players in the world in the Xbox division, and that he's a tough matchup for anybody. So that's kind of the elevation for where Fonty's gone. He's 7-1 at the moment, and we mentioned it in the presser with him about fighting for the belt, and obviously where he thought he should be, and he felt he should have been ahead because he's beat Trixie this season, he's beat other people this season. That's put him in a great position. But he also mentioned the next fight, which is Driz, FSK Driz, the former champion, 9-4. Obviously, Luke coming off losing his belt, and then we've got FSK Bossman, who's on a +4 win streak, and he's ranked number 9 at the moment. So another guy who potentially, if he wins this fight, can elevate himself right up there for a potential title shot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, once again, we are going to continue one hell of a pace. Without further ado, we are here. We are into it. Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, Bossman Driz, both part of the FSK camp. One of the camps that have been leading the way on the Xbox side of the equation, especially with the side, with the likes of Fadinator. But this is not meant to be disrespectful, but I feel like these guys are all like. It's going to sound disrespectful. The offspring of Fadinator. They've all kind of
Offspring?
The offspring?
They all formulated around his style, bro. Like he has been a game changer in that Xbox division.
Could have been the worst.
I couldn't think. What did you say?
He could have said they was inspired. He said they were inspired.
Okay, guys, there's many ways I can put it. I'm apologizing.
Offspring is the most
I can only think
disrespectful.
of it that way. I'm telling you right now, I'm sitting in a fucking sauna, lads. Like this, I'm burning up over here, and these guys are keeping my heart racing throughout this entirety of the last 2.5 or 3 hours, and I expect the Bossman and Driz being, oh no. What happened?
Oh my gosh! Did that really happen?
Let's get back up.
Maybe it was the disrespect they got from the one and only time.
They're boycotting because of you. That was because of you.
They had the wrong rounds. They had the wrong amount of rounds.
Okay.
Clever. They got straight away back out of it. They're going to go back into it. So they had the wrong amount of rounds.
Oh my goodness.
Good stuff. Look, these two guys though, we know when we talk about veterans, when we talk about like OGs of the community, these guys live and die that. They've been around for a while now. They're not like new to the block, and they have been putting on fantastic performances. They have a very, very entertaining style, fan friendly favorite style, and that's why a lot of people support them there, Jay. They just really do bring it all each and every time, and they're absolutely incredibly proficient at getting finishes.
Man, that's a lot of games they played. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot. That's more than I've had ranked in like 3 seasons.
Oh, I'm about to say all. I'm about to say humble. I feel like I do no life in UFC.
That's crazy, like the amount of fights they've had. I've never sparred anybody in my life that much. I think me and Jay Dam have sparred 20 times or something like that, and we're close friends.
Now, I have some that are way worse than that, but it's only a few.
Nice.
Oh, nice attack on the leg. Now, what's the intricacies of this game? I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's going to be hard to talk as much as normal because these guys, they do so many little intricate things, Humble. It's hard to fully, accurately encapsulate the mesmerizing style that you are seeing before you.
Yeah, you got to watch out for all the intricacies, like you just said. The beautiful calf kick right there, Jay Diamond offset his balance, means that he couldn't return, which might be an interesting factor going through the kicks, ending your shots with a kick from Bossman. Maybe he's found some interest in his game there, but he's got to not get caught also kicking in boxing range.
Yeah, I like the range. That was close. He threw that kick way too close. But I think he has to be close with Conor. But he's getting tagged now as he's doing that, Humble.
And when Dustin does that, when he caught Conor in that first fight, that's exactly what I'm thinking right there. Catching him just. Nice. There's a lot going on right now, Cyrus, in this one. There's so many little feints and subtle steps and kind of movements that they're kind of throwing. It's very difficult to keep track of everything.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh my God.
The grappling mix-up could be massive in this bout. Both of them are very, very seasoned on the mat, J-Dime, but especially Bossman securing that takedown early in this round. I mean, that's going to be very, very, very confidence building for him. It's about whether or not he can keep Driz here now, who is, like I say, incredibly seasoned in his own right.
Yeah. But this is where you want to be if you're Dustin, right here, throwing them body shots and sprawl. Keep Conor here because if it's on the feet, it's dangerous. But Conor's not dangerous on the ground, so keep him here, Humble.
Yeah, he's the ref stood it up.
Yeah.
It's Dan, Big Dan. Didn't like what he was saying. I was just going to ask Cyrus, why does Poirier have that big suplex? Why does he have that? I've never seen
everyone has it.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
But everybody has that, but no elbows, bro. On the ground, right? Like, it's crazy, but like, it is what it is. We know what we're into now. The game's out, been out for a few years, and these guys have become incredibly adept at utilizing all areas of mixed martial arts. It does not get any higher of a pinnacle, and it's on any division. These two guys have been to the top. They are looking to get back there, and of course, as you can see right now, there's a healthy respect between these competitors, J-Dime, but they are not leaving any stone unturned. They are looking for every and which opportunity that presents itself to try and get a finish. Look at the blocking, the pulls, the counters that are going off, all in like a 10-second clip.
You can tell that these boys are teammates too. You can tell they've sparred hundreds and thousands of rounds because the respect they have for each other is crazy, Humble.
It's crazy how there's not so much knockdowns and stuff, but there's so many different things going on that you can tell there's a lot of action. Your eyes can go in everywhere because you know what they're trying to do. You know the setups they're trying to create. They're trying to essentially lure each other into making a mistake. And they're inches away every single time, Cyrus, from falling into that trap from each other. And you can just see it. One of them's going to kind of open up in this round, but I'm not sure who it's going to be. Yeah.
Exactly right. Well, from what I'm seeing, Lucky 13 in the background from our analyst booth giving it 1-0 to, I believe, Drizzler in that round. But Bossman, my apologies. I was going to say, I thought Bossman won personally with the takedown on that. But he starts out this round quickly, does land that knee J-Dime connected to Conor McGregor's chin. It seems to be upsetting Drizzler a little bit, who seems to be trying to force the action and gets the result he's looking for.
All I'm saying is, every time we say something opposite happened, and now Conor has the advantage now, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at Bossman's record as well, only lost to Fadinator, and then Fadinator, who was on the mics and comms with us on doing the press conference, alluded to and said he believes Driz is number 2 behind him in the community. Oh my God, but Bossman trying to prove him wrong right now. Beautiful leg kick right there, Cyrus. Switched it up.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh my God, that might be it. He went to the body instead, but could have been lights out right there.
Just went through a simple hook. He might have caught him there.
Jesus, man.
This is such a good fight right now.
Not many jabs coming from, control. You see it usually overutilized maybe. These two are kind of firing with hooks. Both pulling each other's pull. Nice body kick sometimes will be detrimental in there, Cyrus, when people are trying to pull pulls.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. They're so close. The blocks on both guys. Oh my God!
Oh, he's why? Why would you throw this?
Oh no!
I thought he was about to go back and forth, brother.
Go salmon dance.
Oh Jesus!
How would you throw that head kick?
Nice work. I like that little check hook right there. Beautiful work that I'm seeing for Bossman. This is an educated, older sort of Bossman. This is somebody who's really picking his shots. He understands what he needs to do to try and get Driz out of there, and he's doing everything he can to do that. But Driz is fantastic, man. The way he's throwing those shots, Cyrus, it's dangerous at all times.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. He is looking like a man possessed right now. Driz not allowing himself to go out of this fight without, really giving an account of himself, starting to land some good shots. But my goodness, is Bossman looking like he is zoned in and ready to make a run back towards that title.
He missed the body shot, goes with the jab, the leg kick again, continuing with the legs. Like we said, we've got to be careful of getting caught when he's kicking, but he's doing it at the right times at the moment.
Ooh. I'm just looking in anticipation. I just want to know what's about to happen here.
Oh man, this is crazy. I mean, everybody's watching the same as us in the sense of the uppercut. Like, why did no head went down? How did me? I'm out on the floor. What is happening?
Yeah, but it's not you.
Oh, so they've got extra head health.
Yeah.
How are they taking those 4 shots? Like, that is crazy. Sometimes I feel like they get in that corner and they put some grease on the beads or something, Cyrus. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on.
For sure, brother. For sure. Oiling that shit up, making sure. But oh my God, man! This has been an edge of your seat action bout so far. 2 rounds, in the bag. 5 potential minutes left on the cards. These guys heating up, meeting in the center, trying to fight in the phone booth. J-Dime.
Oh, I don't know. What adjustments do you think any of them need to make, Humble? I want to hear from you.
I'd say don't listen to us. That's my advice to you.
Yeah, that's the best advice I heard.
Don't listen to us because you guys are the experts out there. These are some of the best players in the world, and it's mesmerizing to us to watch these guys kind of play. I only wish I had an ounce of the same ability of these do on this game, so I can't tell them J-Dime, unfortunately.
All right, you're okay. Let's focus.
Okay, so here's the thing. Humble said he's not good enough to give y'all any advice here, so just keep doing what y'all doing here.
Doing what you're doing, we're enjoying the show. It is one of the. I'm trying to debate in my head if it's like fight of the night for me because there's not enough knockdowns and stuff, Cyrus. But at the same time, it's one of the best technical sort of fights. It's like a sparring match, though. That's the only thing I want to see some anger.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's the thing. I think it's there's no rocks in that, not through lack of trying. The damage has been incredible. It's just due to the defensive prowess of each fighter. That that's
a rock.
There we go. Bossman's been so impressive in this fight. Beautiful work. Gets the get up.
Out the back.
Conor McGregor's back to his feet. Yeah.
I don't know how he got out. Oh my god.
Driz.
Oh.
Stamina low, head health low.
What is going on?
You got big death kick. Yes, this is going to be one of the fights of the night. Can they make it fight of the year, Cyrus?
Yeah, like these guys definitely standing up as the fight of the night contender here. For my money right now, the high octane action that we have seen, the technical brilliance that has been on display, as once again Bossman finds himself in a side control position with 1 minute 30 to work. J-Dime.
30, 1 minute 30, man. Come on, you gotta do something, Jay.
Okay, I say stand this up and go back to work.
Yeah, let's get back up, boys. Let's get back up. I don't mind if you don't care losing, you know. I mean, what do you do as a teammate here? Like, you're thinking, we could go out and I might get beat or knocked out in that round, but you just get up like you just did right there. Cyrus might have lost the fucking fight because of it.
Oh my god.
As Humble said,
is it over?
Yeah.
It's over. Wow.
Don't listen to Jay Dime. That was my advice.
Wow. No, the advice is not listening to you.
No, brilliant work. Let's crown him. This guy, Driz, has one of the best fights of PT 100, if not the best fight, and puts on an absolute show with his teammate Bossman, who, for my money, Cyrus, was winning that fight and had 1 minute left to go.
I think he was winning it handily. It was a very good fight, incredibly technical, but he was 2 up on my scorecards. 2 up. Driz pulled that from the depths of goddamn hell and somehow turned it into a W, what was almost guaranteed to be a loss for him. Absolutely sensational. I mean,
why did he stand up?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe he wanted that finish. Those extra points do mean a lot in Primetime. They really, really do. But look, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Bossman went to go for the finish in a fight that he was likely about to be 3 rounds up in, and it only takes 1 killer sequence. When you're fighting at the highest levels, those guys have killer instinct, and that's often what separates them from the pack. Not just excellent offense, excellent defense, but the ability to end lives. That's exactly what we saw right there. That was beautiful, beautiful work from Driz, living up to some of the hallmarks of what Fad Native was saying about him, being one of the best in the division. Because it's not just about doing, great on your best day here, J-Dime. It's about being able to get W's on your worst day. And that for Driz was a tough night at the office. And my goodness, did he still get the W in what was the hardest fight I would imagine he probably had under Primetime's banner so far.
Man, I'm looking forward to next fight already. I'm looking forward to that one right now. That's what I want to see, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Amazing work from Driz, by the way. But yeah, this next fight, Cyrus, this next fight is special.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I mean, look, there was a lot going into this one. Okay, to be straight up with you, just to let the guys know in the back, these guys do need to get their stream running. But as I say it, they've done it. So we'll be ready to go any second. But yeah, these guys, there was a lot on the line. Shootbox is a guy that's 3-0. He is being heralded by many in the community as one of the future champions of the division. And for my money, for the way that people have spoken about Shoot, I expect big things here this evening, because everybody knows the accolades that Smudger brings to the table. This man is sensational. He's the PlayStation GOAT, and he's the PlayStation GOAT for a goddamn reason. He's one of the only guys that's got an instant rematch on that division, and that's because he deserved it. We don't do them often, but when that guy's won 4 or 5 fights, defended that thing 4 or 5 times, he's earned those spots and opportunities in the past. Now, of course, we have to highlight it. There was a little bit of controversy in his last matchup. A bobblehead happened once during that fight, and as a result, it was overturned to a no contest, and we will see Buck later on this evening going up against Wright as a result. And Smudger, not happy about that any which way, and I can understand why, Humble. He is motivated, he is angry about having to do this fight, but he understands the, difficulty and the threat that is standing across from him, and he wants to showcase to everybody that even these new guns coming through, these top flight opponents that maybe haven't made that run or name under Primetime MMA already, are not on his level, and that's what he's trying to showcase here this evening.
Exactly that. He's showcasing that and more. He's got a lot to defend right now. Shootbox is CV's teammate that got CV ready for Smudger. Let's not jump around anything other than that. This is revenge time.
Hey, listen to me. We can't jump past Smudger here. Smudger is the PT GOAT of PlayStation. Smudger's not an easy fight for no one. He's seen every style, and Shoot's a really good player, but if he thinks it's going to be easy, it won't. This is going to be a barn burner of a fight.
Yes, sir. Well, without further ado, we have another little promo package for these guys before we get into this one. But goddamn, strap yourself in and get yourself ready for what was my highlight of the fight. Outside of the title fights, this is my highlight of the night right here. Smudger v Shootbox. I knew it was going to be a barn burner, and we are moments away from witnessing it.
He's just there. He's just a body. Like, it's gonna be done in one. It's gonna be done in one.
I'm on Primetime now. I want to shine, so if I'm going to shine, I got to take you out.
Essentially, you're fighting CV's teammate. As someone who helped CV prepare for you in his last fight, you have an opportunity right now to send a message to CV.
That's the best fight in the PlayStation division. It's a sacrificial lamb, guys. What are you going to do? You're just going to keep shooting, you ain't going to get it.
If you keep thinking I'm going to shoot takedowns, you're going to be in a bad place, bro.
You're going to have to hold me, hold me down, bro, because your Romero pick, he ain't got the gas tank, bro. You're going to be out in one, trust me. Who's ever made me look like a fish in the girl?
People, your little backstep means nothing, because if you think you backstep, I'm going to head kick you.
I pick that cost, I think I'm going to fucking KO you.
I don't see how you think this is going to end in one day. You're going to beat me in the first round, you're going to have no cardio. And I'm going to make you look worse than what CV did to you.
And there it was, brother. And there it goddamn was. Shootbox up against NM Smudger with all of the marbles on the line, Humble. They now battle it out. Paulo Costa against Yo Ramiro. You don't see this shit often, and I can't wait to see it, brother. I can't wait to see it. This is going to be craziness.
All of the promo packages I was making, this was one of the ones I had most fun with. As you can tell, that was like beautiful work. You don't see these guys too often. I love these picks. When we found out on the presser that they were picking these picks here, time, I know you were after yours, you left, but we were excited. I could not believe that we're going to get to see Smudger as Paul Costa and Shoot as Yo Romero. I played Shoot Yo Romero. He's very, very patient. He's incredibly going forward and backwards. He's brilliant with the management, and if he gets you on the ground, it's big damage, essentially, Jay.
Hey, I hate a Yoel Romero pick. No, I respect a Yoel Romero pick. I just don't like his lack of footwork. Like that's the thing I don't like about Yoel Romero. But Paulo Costa's a monster. I know that.
Yes, sir. And Smudger is one of the most kind of... Oh, my goodness.
Jesus.
He's a fantastic striker, Humble. He truly is. He's got great grappling to go along with it. I know Shoot is a top-level grappler from everything I've heard. So this is where we really find out. This is where the fight will be battled, in these clinch and takedown exchanges.
Well, this is what the promo was saying, wasn't it? You're going to shoot for your life, like you're going to keep going. And Shoot will mix it up, essentially. We'll shoot for everything, bro. You see what I said earlier on about when you back to the fence, very clever from Peace. He backs to the fence, waits for Smudger to kind of press the action, then uses the clinch to change the position of the fight. So he's got Smudger's back to the fence essentially to try and get an easy takedown. It was very knowledgeable stuff, but he's getting hit with a big shot to the Smudger.
Yeah. And y'all gonna hate me for this, but I don't agree Paulo Costa having a lot of power. I think it's accumulation of the way he fight. I don't think he has one-shot knockout power in real life.
Yeah, I agree with that. He throws a lot of looping shots. I think that's probably the key. So
and it's accumulation to keep adding up. It's not.
There's like visceral aggression in the way that he fights, though, isn't there? Like the way he just walks forward. Like he's definitely the hammer in fights. He doesn't like to be the nail. He wants to get that damage off and be like the bully in there. One guy that's going to be difficult to do that against is, what is possibly a human specimen of a guy, Romero. That guy is built different. He's built different, bro.
Man, listen to me. He's not a human being. He was built in a lab. I'm willing to bet that's not his real age either. He's not 40-something. He's probably 50-something. He was born a grown man. There's not a kid picture of Yoel Romero.
It doesn't exist, bro. It doesn't exist.
He's a vampire and he's like 100 years old. He just doesn't age,
Bro, no, he just don't age because he's a machine.
4 people have kicked him in the head and said it felt like kicking cement. Like, that's not normal. Like, if you feel like you're kicking cement, but you're just kicking someone's ear, that's not normal. You know what I mean? Cement feel like cement break your leg type shit. So they're saying that they kicked his head and we're like, fuck, I don't want to do that again. Like, come on. Anyway, going off subject, back to Smudger versus Peace Knowledge.
Nice little team. For my money right now, it's a very, very close fight. I think Smudger's edging this fight so far. He's landed slightly better damage, but there is good mix-ups from Shoot, which is keeping Smudger very honest and making sure that he doesn't overcommit to situations and pour on the pressure too early there, Jay.
Yeah, and Peace Knowledge is really knowledgeable, that's crazy, about this game, but also Smudger's in NM, which is, I think, one of the best camps in this game, if not the best camp on PlayStation. So he's ready for everything that he throws at him, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, look, NM Smudger has had lights-out takedown defense so far in this first round, and I feel like that has been vital to the success that he has had. Humble, he needs to keep that up over the course of the next 10 minutes if he's going to get his hand raised. Of course, it's not enough alone to get just lights out takedown defense. He needs to keep working that striking. But I feel like there's a healthy balance from both guys, and we're yet to see one guy really truly take the lead. Although Smudger is definitely ahead, as you see in that stats for a moment.
Yeah, if you watch Jay Dime's fight earlier on, passive, kind of on the outside, singular shots, starting to try to get your opponent. CV's fighting style, exactly the same. Peace is kind of a bit of both, and then obviously he's got a massive knowledge of grappling as well. He knows, he's like almost like Spooky. He knows all of like in-depth sort of movements and seconds and milliseconds of how things kind of work, and that's kind of who Peace is. So he mixes it all together nicely, but it constantly looks like he's being passive. But you can see him just clipping and chipping away, avoiding some damage. He's looking for big stamina drains. There's a big shot like that right there.
This is just Yoel Romero, guys. Yoel Romero is naturally passive in general. Yoel Romero's passive, then he just explodes, Cyrus.
Yeah, fits and spurts, man. He looks for his opportunities. One of the things about having such fast twitch fibers in your muscles is that you can't keep it up at that pace for extended periods. Yoel Romero understands that, and he looks to pace himself. Obviously, everybody's so scared of the power, they can't just rush in. And as a result, it buys him the time to work it, but Costa not giving him that respect. Not really. Oh my God!
What a combination from Smudger! Dropping Peace to the floor with a 2-piece. Excellent work. Gets him against the fence, Jay Dime. Lifts him off, and Peace is in trouble.
Yeah, and now that's smart by Smudger. Once you do that, now he has to change the pace he fight at, because now he's fighting from behind, Humble.
Yeah, he is. He's looking to kind of deplete someone's stamina. Now it's a damage battle. I do like what I'm seeing from Peace on occasions. Goes for a turn takedown, gets denied right there, and that's where it's going to hurt his stamina. He gets the denial and turns the position. It doesn't when it they break away. It actually affects Smudger more, but that's Smudger's sort of ball game right there. That's going to help his stamina.
Oh my! I'm liking the composure from Peace. I think he's doing a really good job of staying composed, but Smudger, bro, he's like that close to the finish.
Ooh. He said he'd kick him in the head, right? Is that what he said?
He did it in the opening 30 seconds.
Well, listen, this is the game, not real life. That hurts you in real life. On a game that's probably going to hurt him.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying to pieces said when he goes to do that step back, I'm gonna kick him in the head. So essentially, we just see Smudger do a pullback or a step back essentially. So we might see that. Pieces stamina though, J-Dime. Yoel's character is not the greatest at conserving it.
Stamina and footwork is what he lack, and that's tough to go against someone like Smudger with that, because Smudger is that dude essentially.
Oh my god, did it again, bro. Stutter step god out here in NM Smudger.
You don't see people use that enough. Like, I've started using it to my game and I get knockouts all the time, but you don't see like high level people or in this use that exact move. Like almost like a pull counter gets used. You know what I mean, Cyrus?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more prevalent early in UFC 4 and definitely in UFC 3. The pullback is massive, but Smudger has found a way to utilize the more limited version of it. Oh my god. But there, man, I mean, the thing is, he's having a lot of success, but he did start to push forward very heavily and he got caught. Yoel Romero is not a guy to fuck about with out here, Jay. You give that guy the opportunity to land 2 or 3 punches on you, your life may be over.
Here's the thing. How are we judging this? Is it 2-0 Costa or is it 1-1 Romero? I think that Yoel needs a knockout right here. And Nas said it best. If Smudger's starting to do the step back, he's feeling really comfortable. That's when he start getting his bag, when he do that step back, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly goddamn right. And I know that Lucky and the guys in the analyst booth seem to be all on the same card as well. We got the 2-0 reading from them. Smudger seems to be up, but as we saw in the last one, it ain't over till it's over, Humble.
Yeah, it's not over, and you can see Peace starting to be a bit more aggressive. He's still slightly passive, but that's sort of the best attributes to use Costa, Yoel Romero at. So he's kind of sticking with the character, but he needs to land something prevalent to kind of change the course of the fight, because at the moment it's a slow, slippery slope into essentially a kill.
Yeah, but what word did you just say? Humble? I
don't know. I
trying to figure out what you
I pulled it back halfway through the sentence. I was like, prevalent. That's a word.
There we go.
Is a word. You know, you're right, bro.
But he didn't say the whole. He's like.
I love you boys, man. This has been such a fun event, and this is amazing. Peace, knowledge, Smudger right now going at it, Cyrus. Can Peace pull something out of his ass to come back from something where essentially that second round for me was all Smudger?
Yeah, exactly right. But Smudger takes it a little bit away from him. He's the one to engage in the grappling. Will that play to his favor or to his detriment? I mean, he does have the stamina advantage, but Shoot is a next level grappler, but doesn't seem like he's going to get to use that. Every punch knocking him down a jits belt. That's not great. That's not great news for Peace going into this third round now, Jay. Oh, and
he got the stam advantage too. Now this is called grappling on your terms. He has the stam now. Now this is his time to grapple now. And he may finish this fight, Cyrus.
Yeah, he very well could be. He is edging ever closer towards that victory. Deny after deny. Smudger. Oh my goodness, this guy motivated.
This is it over? How was your? I'm telling you, Yoel was built in the lab. How's he surviving?
You trained CV to beat me.
Brother. I fucking well, what a fight. I love to see this guy compete. NM Smudger is a true blessing to the UFC 4 community on that PlayStation side. People have had to fight tooth and nail to get to his level, and now he's obviously not the champion right now. He may be the champion in the near future if he continues to play his cards right, of course. But like he is a menacing force out there, and he made this PlayStation division better. I truthfully believe that, and it's great to see him come out here and put on a performance like that when he knew that he could and he wanted to prove it. And let's be right up, humble, Jay, over a worthy goddamn opponent, right? Over a worthy opponent.
But you know what that builds up though? Do you know what that hypes up? If CV were to be successful tonight, we get Smudger and CV, the trilogy.
Yeah. That's going to be insane. That was obviously our plans to headline this card, and we didn't quite get it. But Smudger just taking things on the chin like a champion would essentially, a former champion would essentially, Cyrus, and rolling with the punches and kind of just agreeing, you know what, okay, I'm still in a big spot for this. I've got to fight a chance. The guy who might be holding that title, I've got to find a chance to fight his undefeated teammate and kill the hype train. And he does that, and he does it in a way that couldn't have been more impressive. I think that might potentially be performance of the night so far.
Yeah, could very, very well be. I mean, look, I'll be really, really upfront with you. This guy has, in this UFC 4 community, obviously everybody is after their own interest in terms of competitive level. People, wear their hearts on their sleeve for the most part, and some people like the big drama show that say that, right? They, if they don't get their way, they like to make things big and drama. Drama full, both in chats and DMs. You wouldn't believe, brother. You wouldn't believe. But Smudger is... No, I know you do, but I mean, I'm probably like to the community. But people like Smudger is a blessing, man. He is so easy to deal with. He's so easy to book. He turns up when he says he's going to fight. He fights his goddamn heart out. And he is at the top of that division more often than not for a bloody reason. Absolutely great win from that man. I look forward to seeing what's around the corner. When we look forward, of course, we do have a couple more absolutely sensational fights here to go this evening. The next ones up are going to be 5-round fights. They are going to be, of course, between two competitors, both on the Xbox and on the PlayStation side of things, where the winner, Pure Humble, gets to go and fight for the belt here this evening. I honestly, I couldn't have. It's not the way that we planned it, right? Initially, to kind of get this sort of get this sort of bracket match at the top. But it's kind of almost worked out, right? It's kind of almost worked out for Primetime 100 a little different.
Like what we do at the end of each season, we do that Grand Prix, and this is kind of like a mini Grand Prix. So it's kind of like PT 100. We can do anything we want essentially to kind of change the board, but I kind of like the concept because we didn't have a #1 contender. Like a clear-cut #1 contender for Xbox, and we didn't have a clear-cut #1 contender for essentially PlayStation. So this has come about, and we've got some fantastic matchups ahead of us right now.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. Without further ado, we are going to start to move into these fights. Sorry, I was just dealing with a little bit of background. We'll see how that plays out, and I do have a workaround for you guys in the background, okay, that I will message out in a moment. But yeah, for right now, we are going to get straight into the next one. We do have a promo running for this one. It is going to be between, of course, the two absolute epitome of, technical excellence on the Xbox division. What I said about Smudger, about being that guy that made everybody level up, that's what these two guys have done on the Xbox side of things. Trixie and Fadnator are the best to ever step into the Xbox division. No questions asked across any league, any promotion. They have so many accolades to their names. Primetime belts multiple times. ESFL, invitational winners and the like. Just the accolades for these guys do not end. They just continue. And they are only, and this is mad, they are only now starting to build up to that next level of their careers. They're only now starting to showcase their true potentials, because when you thought that these guys have given all they could, you were goddamn wrong. They continue to give more each and every time they step into that cage. We expect this next one here, Humble, to be one for the bloody ages. These guys have met so many times, and one more time they're going to step in that cage here this evening, and the winner of it gets to fight for the belt that they know and love.
Yeah, exactly that. The history between these two it has gone throughout 3 years of competing, and not even just in our league, in other leagues as well, in other sort of areas. And they've kind of grew with Primetime and helped Primetime grow, give us some of the best fights that we've ever seen. And I believe, Cyrus, if we jump to that promo, we'll find out everything we need to know.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. So without further ado, strap in, see the promo, and then we'll be back for all of the action that ensues.
Like every good story, let's start from the beginning.
Oh! Fadinator out. One more elbow and Fadinator's dreams are crushed.
That is it.
Struggling to maintain.
Oh, Trixie is starting to feel it. He is turning it up. He has Fadinator hurt.
We make a comeback.
Oh,
this is
just like that, though.
Twice down the middle, 50 seconds left.
Oh, edge of your seat type action. Are you not entertained? Two of the best, leaving it all out there here this evening. That was an incredible bout. Early contender for Fight of the Year. Complete plethora of techniques on display, but the combination from Trixie.
Trixie, elbow comes back from Fadinator. All right, now, Cyrus, this is a great round. And he comes back from that head health. is going down, and Fadinator again. Is this gonna be it? But Trixie saying hell no. Trixie does it and remains champion of the Xbox Grand Prix.
Gonna pour it on and leave it all out there. Lands a big shot. He's got him good.
Oh, Trixie,
I'm the man at the moment, let's be real here.
This may be the best Xbox player I've seen. Fadinator today.
I think it'll be 2 one-sided if you fight the year, to be honest.
And we are here, brother. The fight of the ages. Frenemies meeting in the center of that cage. Two guys, Humble, that have fought each other time after time, as you saw in the promo, putting on sensational performance after sensational performance. And look, these guys have never had visceral in their heart. There's never any malice. It's purely about the competitive excellence that they are trying to showcase. And they get to run it back for a final time here this evening in what is the biggest opportunity for them to get that gold back. Mike's muted, brother.
He's talking to himself.
Yeah, that was about to say, yeah, these two have fought each other multiple times. And if you're looking at it as well, Trixie's been up on Fadinator. He's 5-2 up on him in the fights. They've had 7 fights. And that sounds crazy, but Fadinator's the favourite going into this one, J-Dan. And you heard him, and I added it to the promo, at the end of the promo on purpose. He said that he doesn't think this fight's going to be fight of the year. I'm going to annihilate him, essentially. Take Trixie out of there. And essentially not going to be a one-sided beatdown, just like it was the previous fight they just had.
So, this is what I'm going to say to that. I'm not picking a side. But I have been saying on multiple occasions, I think Fadinator's the best Xbox player in the world. I have been saying that, though.
I'm a gripe with this, actually. So you seen Lucky earlier on pick his guy. You seen Pudgy pick his guy. Doc didn't pick his guy. I want to know Doc wants to win, essentially, Cyrus. I want to know who he thinks going to win. That was...
Doctor is sitting there looking pretty in the background. What do you think, brother? Well, what do you think?
I mean, both of them have got very good opportunities.
Oh my gosh, who do you want to win, Doc? Let's go with who do you want to win, Doc?
Who do you want to win? Oh, Trixie. There you go.
We pulled the decision out of the man. We pulled him. Didn't want to sit in that middle fence, but he got pushed one way or another.
No, Trixie, what a fun. It's interesting to me, this. It's interesting.
Yeah, well, Peso is exactly right. This has got to be the longest grudge match in esports MMA history, and you're absolutely right. And I tell you what, Primetime MMA is glad to bring you this non-stop action between these two competitors, the meteoric rise they have had, the influence they have had over the rest of the community in terms of style, absolute, kind of pure presence in and outside of that octagon. There has never been two greater opponents who have stepped in across from each other, and they always say, Humble, that the greatest always have to have a rival, and these guys are each other's rivals. They have propelled each other. John Jones had DC. There's so many that you could go through. Trixie has Pad, and Pad has Trix.
That's it, and it was so right down at the Meta PT 100.
It was like, it's almost like it was meant to be. It's like this was in perfect alignment. This was out of our hands. This was meant to happen.
It's not a blowout either. Like this, the words from Fadinator was that the first round might be a filling out process, but he's going to blow him out of the park. He's going to get it done in the first 3 rounds. Now, for me, so far, usually Fadinator's ahead anyway, so Trixie's kind of holding his own right now. I say that and he get him knocked out. So
yeah, stop talking, Humble. The opposite is going to happen every time.
Beautiful work, though, I was saying from Trixie at one point.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Trying to utilize that range of Conor McGregor, that lead hand with the jab. You've got to remember, though, that he is fighting an orthodox as Conor McGregor, which is a bit of an odd choice, but I'm not going to question the absolute wizardry of the ever-mighty Trixie. That guy knows a little bit more about UFC 4 than me, I can tell you that.
More than a little.
More than a little, bro.
We've got something to say, though, J-Dan. We say it every single Trixie fight. And Dino mentioned in the chat, round 1 is irrelevant. Round 2 is where you've got to worry about Trixie. Round 2 is Trixie's round.
That's Trixie's round. That's Trixie's round right there.
You run away that round, you know what I mean? You just run away for a full round from him and you should be sound.
Starts out in his traditional southpaw position. Now going to be given different looks and different feel outs to Fadinator, which obviously could play a big factor. Maybe he was in that orthodox stance out there, Humble, so that Fadnator got used to leaning certain ways so he could set up lead hook checks or whatever it might be. You know, Trixie is a true gamer. He will go into the depths, and you know, he's thinking chess, bro. This is chess, not checkers. He's 5-6 steps ahead, both of these guys.
Yeah, he's seen something he can try to counter, so that's what he's going for. He's trying to counter that one move, and you can see it right there. It's a straight down the middle and the slip that he can kind of get off. And he's mixed it up on his opponent, giving him different looks. Trixie understands adjustments are key, and even if he's not quite sure, he's still got to make some. You know, he's still got to try.
Yeah, and I feel like that switch to stance, Jay, is actually affecting the leg heavy.
Oh my god!
Never got that
Oh, and here we go. And
get up!
Oh, he's up! He's up! Nice.
How do they come?
Oh my god!
Oh my days! Nearly gets dropped. Trixie, can he hold his own? He's going straight.
He don't have a choice. He got dropped in his best round, which is round 2.
Jesus, not his round. Fadnator took that personal.
Ooh.
These guys, brother, breaking each other's block, looking for big shots, trying to find that, you know, crazy finish. Could you imagine the highlight reel these guys are going to have ultimately when we put it all together? Bro, that's mad. That's mad.
Ooh.
I was in awe, like, watching the fights back. That they've had, like, such good content. Like, I'm going to put their fights together one day and put them on, like, try again on the PT YouTube for everyone. Beautiful work! Trixie! Trixie!
How did he eat that overhand? Volkanovski chin, what is it made out of?
My God, rubber.
Oh my God.
Body shot,
That's
body
it.
shot.
Oh. Oh.
As I was about to say, Trixie's signature is that uppercut overhand. He's knocked out Fadnator twice with it. So
will it be 3 times?
If he gets it again.
This is the best rivalry in all of esports MMA. Whoever said that said it right.
Exactly right. And look, this is a bonus-inducing performance from both guys right now. As Fadnator gets another knockdown.
Oh my God.
Be it. Fadnator,
it may be over.
It's destruction right there.
It's over. That is. Hey, what did I say? Fadnator is best player in the world on Xbox, but he will have to prove that against the Xbox champion later.
Yes, sir. And look, I think humble. And look, I think this is a perfect opportunity to mention 2 things, okay? 2 things. So number 1, very, very briefly, I want to give a shout out to Trixie. He has reigned at the top of that division for so long. This has been a tough whole season for him. He fought very, very hard to get back into the position he just had. I know that's going to be a tough loss from him. So obviously, all respect to that man right there and the BFAT boys, especially Trixie. Absolutely, truly a champion's mentality. Like we were speaking about Smudger, he's another guy that falls into that category. Always been a pleasure to deal with, always had fantastic fights. But as J-Dime said, Fadnator right now is the best player on the Xbox division, period. And he is going to have to prove that against the current champion. And I'll say it now, and the reason I'm saying this is Kante is obviously the champion of Primetime MMA, but it is now the champion, be the lineal champion. Fadnator didn't lose the belt. He never lost that belt. It was stripped from him. And that was because of some fuckery. Nevertheless, we got to that position. He took his ban. He, understood it. Everything is all. Took his suspension, I suppose. He came back for Primetime 100. It wouldn't be Primetime 100 without Fadnator performing on it. Quite honestly, that guy's been around for too long. He showcased that he still has it. That during that suspension, he was working hard, humble. That he was putting in the work in the lab for his comeback. And now he gets a W over an old rival, and is warmed up going into the main event against the champion of this division, a man that he's looking at as somebody that stole his belt, basically.
Yeah, that's crazy, and you can see him right now in the chat saying, "Where is the fake champion at?" Ooh. Kante, I'll say something. Kante, he has hands, man. Like he put it on. He put it on the his last fight against his teammate, but it was a beautiful 4-piece combo to the body that you don't quite expect, and maybe that's what we're going to get from Kante in the Fadnator fight, and maybe that's what you need to beat Fadnator. Essentially, unpredictableness at J-Dime, someone who you can kind of come out there and throw a combination that he's not expecting to block and not expecting to do it, and catch him cold.
Hey man, I know I say that Fad is best player on Xbox, but Kante is really damn good. And that's really a 50-50 fight for real. That's, you know what I'm saying? Kante has a really good chance to win, especially the run Kante's been on too.
And he gets the percentage for being a champion, the extra percentage that we talk about all the time, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother, exactly right. I mean, oh, man, This has been an emotional night. I cannot stress to you guys the work that has gone into this week leading up to it. It has all been goddamn worth it. These guys have delivered every single step of the way so far here this evening. And I have good news and I have bad news going into this next one. So,
oh my gosh.
Fucked off. Basically, we don't know where that guy is. Hopefully he's okay. So we are going to get...
I didn't make a promo.
Yeah, thank God, bro. Thank God. Look, we were in we'll sort it out afterwards, right? We'll sort it out afterwards. But it does mean that because it's been a long old event, Wright basically gets a bye. And he is a deserving guy to go into that spot. He's 6-1, so I ain't mad about it. This guy deserves his spot, his shot, and now he doesn't have to get an early fight in to kind of triple earn it, so to speak. So Wright will be going in there on a +3 win streak at the moment, 6-1 in the division. Will be challenging CV in the main event here this evening. We do have, of course, as a result, 2 more fights here this evening on this card, and that is going to be between BFAP Kante and FSK Fadnator for the Xbox, the Xbox belt. Sorry, they're going to be fighting in welterweight, I do believe, if I can get a thumbs up from the back. Good man. So they're going to be fighting in welterweight, and then we're going to be getting CV v Ripe in bantamweight. Before we get into those fights, of course, with this emotional roller coaster that we have had so far here this evening, we are going to go back one more time to the analyst booth to give us a little bit of more X's and O's around the champions of the respective weight classes. These guys have worked hard to get into these positions. They have truly earned those belts, and it's only right that they get their fair shake. They weren't there for they weren't there humble for the presser. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make it. But now is their opportunity to get the highlight that they solely deserve. To be honest with you, they deserve the highlight. So.
Yeah, exactly that. So, that's it. And you shine now. You shine now. That's where you shine. And if you shine now, essentially, that's where you will build your name in prime time in front of the bright lights, in front of all these people watching, in front of the people that'll watch tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. Because a lot of people do watch our stuff back, Cyrus. You do it in front of the millions and millions.
Yes, exactly right, brother. Exactly goddamn right. So without further ado, we're going to go across to honestly some of the greatest guys in the community. They've been out in the back, keeping us hyped up, keeping track of everything. It's going to be, of course, Dr. Goddamn Who, the engine of Primetime MMA, the little engine that could. And of course, Lucky 13, and of course, the OG himself in Podgy. So back across to you lads. It's been a crazy night.
Oh, we're back. Been 4 hours. It's been a long time, but we're finally here to our last 2 fights, the main and co-main event of this evening. We're going to be having Kante and Fadnator, as mentioned, up first. Kante's story is a weird one, because he's kind of the underdog in every one of his fights. He always gets knocked down, always starts to make his comeback, and he seems to sometimes play to his opponent's skill level, so sometimes he does lose to fights that he shouldn't arguably lose, but then other times he's won fights that he has lost. I've just noticed we are playing the wrong promo. Hopefully that does get some... so Kante is very much a man who's known for having good comebacks and being the underdog, but always finding a home for his shots and always getting that win here, Lucky.
Yeah, it's with Kante, he's probably one of the biggest underdog champions I think that Primetime's ever had. He just came out of nowhere, and no one expected him to be champion beating Drez. So at this moment in time, being 8-2, he's literally in the best form of his life right now. So it's great to see that, but it's going to be very, very tough going against Fadnator. Obviously, he's going into the championship rounds or championship fight as the underdog.
For certain. I mean, a quick rundown of his last couple of fights. You've had his fight against B3 Zach Pudgy, Bang Bang Bullies. Sorry, that must be the ones. He managed to make his block blink. The Kante you get the idea. I can't put it into words. It's the trunk twister. But he managed to break the block of a B3 member, outbreaking him. That's kind of an insane thing to do.
Yeah, you don't really see that really too often, man. Because the B3 boys, man, they're in a league of their own, man. They're very skilled in that camp. But for Conte, man, this is definitely a story for him to tell where he beat the best of the best, man. He wants to keep that reign going, and if he can get a win over Fadnator, that's really going to put him in that status where, like, all right, where can he go from here now since he's beat a legend like Fadnator? It's just going to keep us guessing, man. We've been having upsets all night. It's been nuts, man. It's been nuts.
It really has been nuts, but Kante, he's in, you would argue, a similar situation to what he was when he took the Driz fight. If you remember, if I bring your mind back to that fight, his record was down and out, and nobody thought he had a chance in that beginning lobby. But then, I mean, as Jay Dime put it on the callback, if I remember correctly, that record does not matter, Lucky. And that may be the case here tonight against Fadnator. Fadnator, another is soon to be GOAT or Primetime next to the name like Trixie and Smudger, and Kante could possibly be a legend killer there.
Well, if he beats Fadnator, that's gonna be his nickname from now on, the legend killer that is Kante. But it's a big feat if he can actually do it or not. That is going to be the big question. Can he maintain his focus going into the fight against Fadnator?
Exactly. But when we got one champion on one side, we have a champion on the other, and that is on the PlayStation side. That man is CV. This man has beaten his rival Smudger, and he is so... Pudgy, for example, you saw the Shootbox fight against Smudger with how technical that fight was. Shootbox trained CV for his Smudger fight, if that puts into context how the technical style of CV can go.
Sheesh. That's something. Because if you think about it, man, it's just like it does make you put it into perspective. It's like, all right, I helped this person train for this fight, and they just got whooped. How is this going to pan out for me? I mean, everyone's different, right? So I think that kind of going up into kind of like leading up into this moment. Smudger, that man's a legend, man. The dude has cemented his name in the community. Everyone knows this man. He's part of NM. So I just think that this is just this is what part 2.
From the beginning.
This is when they're going back at it. So and again, records don't matter. Records don't matter.
We are trying to run a promo. It just seems like the promos we had booked aren't seemingly working. Apologies about that, but we'll stick with it. We'll analyse the rest of it, and I think I'll just go through the list of what we got written down so far. Lucky, so the history of CV so far, he's managed to win the belt, beat Go by using a bleed body kick, getting a very good read on that. He's then beaten Smudger using grappling, which is very shocking. Here we are now with what I was mentioned about technique. You see him switch that stance, using that lead hook, waiting for the right moment, putting this pressure on, and then he just comes forward, unleashes combo, and kills him there, Lucky.
I said he's just very accurate when his punches. Like he so does, as you said, technically sound in every single ground game and stand up. You know what I mean? So he's got to use that against Ripe. Like he's got to do what he did against Smudger.
Exactly. It's going to be a combination of using a lot of different tools, as you can see here, and the grappling approach, as I was mentioned earlier. Ripe has improved immensely over the course of what we've seen. He's now 6-1. He had a very even record, I would argue, back in previous seasons, but this season it's come out being a different man, and CB's going to have to implement all these different styles, all these different approaches to come into his own. The lead hook, the footwork, and the switch stances are going to be the most notable things when it comes to CV and his style of fighting here, Lucky.
Yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to this fight, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think I am as well, and I think without further ado, let's chuck it over back to the main comms team to let's get straight into the action between Kante and FSK Fadnator.
Yeah.
Do apologize, people. The cams and all that sorting out. It's Piers, the Streamlabs, is just playing funny games with us here this evening. So these guys are still on camera for a moment. We are coming back.
No. The cameras is playing a crazy trick on my eyes. Can say 61-1 right now on the record. That's what's playing.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
61-1 is their record.
Jesus. There we go.